Fading echoes. Have you ever tried to remember a childhood day and found only shadows of what once felt so bright? Maybe you closed your eyes and reached for the laughter, the sun on your face, or the smell of fresh grass, and discovered that the memory slipped away like mist. Our minds hold on to memories like echoes in a canyon. At first they ring clear, but each reflection grows quieter until only a soft trace remains. If you've ever wished you could clutch one moment forever, but watched it gently fade, you already know the quiet magic of forgetting. Wherever you're listening from tonight, share your own fading echo in the comments. Your story may help someone else feel less alone in this gentle unraveling of the past. Imagine yourself leafing through an old photo album. You see a picture of your childhood home, but when you try to recall the creak of the door or the pattern of light on the wall, the details feel fuzzy. That once vivid moment now exists only as a pale whisper in your mind. This process of memory fading is not a glitch in our brain's design. It's essential to how we remember. Our minds are not video recorders. They are storytellers. They capture the essence of an event and gradually release the fine details. A child's birthday party might start as a bright scene full of color and sound, but over years, we keep the warmth of laughter and the feeling of being loved, while the exact shade of the cake and the names of every guest drift away. In the same way, you might recall the excitement before an exam, your racing heart, the scent of the desk polish, the murmur of classmates. Yet when you sit down to recount it, you may struggle to remember the precise questions you faced. This fading is how the brain protects itself. By gently releasing the less essential fragments, it prevents us from drowning in an ocean of details. Imagine trying to remember every raindrop in a storm. You'd be overwhelmed. Instead, we remember the storm's power, the way it sounded on the roof, how it felt to press your hands against the window pane. This paradox of memory and forgetting also touches our relationships. Think of the way you remember loved ones who have moved away or passed on. Over time, their voices may become softer in your mind. The precise timbre of laughter may blur, but the sense of care remains vivid. You may not recall every conversation, but you feel their presence in your heart. In this way, forgetting is part of remembering. Letting go of details doesn't erase the love. It frees you to hold on to the feeling without the weight of every single moment. In our daily lives, this gentle fading can bring comfort. Some memories are painful, scenes we wish we could forget, moments we'd rather not relive. The brain's soft release allows us to heal. A hurtful argument that burned bright in your mind a week ago may no longer sting as sharply today. The harsh words become a distant echo, letting you move forward with kindness toward yourself. This natural fading is a gift of resilience, a reminder that pain too shall pass, leaving only a memory that once helped you grow. Even our beliefs and sense of self rely on this process. As children, we form ideas about the world. Some we outgrow, some we refine. The beliefs that once felt certain may blur over time, making room for new understanding. Forgetting rigid views can open us to fresh perspectives. It is in letting go that we find space to learn, to question, and to embrace change. Just as our memories become softer, our ideas can flex and evolve without losing the essence of who we are. Language itself reflects this fading. Words gain richness through use, then fade into the background as they become familiar. The first time you heard a new idiom, it may have sent a thrill through your mind. Later it becomes part of your daily speech, its novelty mellowed by repetition. The word remains, but its surprise has faded. Our brain saves energy by letting familiar things recede into automatic memory, while highlighting new experiences with sharper focus. This same principle is at work in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Systems trained on vast data sets gradually weigh down on older information, letting it fade as new patterns emerge. The AI's memory shifts toward what's most relevant now. In a way, it mirrors our brain's strategy: keep the essential, release the rest, and stay adaptable. Tonight, as you drift toward sleep, Notice how your own mind gently sifts through the day's moments. Feel the echo of laughter, the soft afterglow of a kind word, the warmth of a golden sunset you saw hours ago. Each memory is like a star rising in your inner sky, shining softly, no longer dazzling, but still comforting. And as these echoes fade, they make space for new dreams, new hopes, and new moments of wonder. If this reflection resonated with you, please like this video. Share your own fading echo in the comments. Where are you listening from, and what memory drifts softly in your mind tonight? And if you'd like more gentle explorations of how our brain shapes our world, subscribe and join us for the next quiet journey into the mysteries of the mind. Good night, and may your dreams be as gentle as a fading echo. Rewritten Past. Have you ever remembered something only to find out later that it didn't happen quite the way you thought? Maybe you told a friend a story about your childhood, and they gently corrected you, saying it was a different year, a different person, or a completely different event. It can be a little surprising, even unsettling. But it's not a flaw in your memory. It's actually how the brain works. Every time we remember something, we're not pulling it from a perfect storage box. We're rewriting it just a little, updating it, shaping it to fit who we are now, not just who we were then. If you've ever felt a memory change over time, you're not alone. Share one in the comments. Where are you listening from, and has your mind ever reshaped your past in a quiet way? Let's say you're thinking back to your first day of school. You might remember your nervous excitement, the sound of chairs scraping on the floor, or the feeling of holding your parents' hand. But was your backpack really red? Was the teacher wearing blue? Or have those details changed as the years passed? The truth is, our minds don't store memories like files in a cabinet. They're more like soft clay. We mold them each time we recall them. Maybe you added the red backpack later because you always liked that color. Or perhaps you picture the teacher in blue now because that color feels calm and safe. The memory is still real, but it's no longer just what happened. It's what matters to you now. This might sound strange, but it's actually a beautiful part of being human. Our brains are not recording devices. They are meaning makers. They care less about perfect accuracy and more about emotional truth. When you remember a difficult conversation with someone you care about, your brain might slowly shift the memory to match how you feel now. If you've forgiven them, you may remember their words more gently. If you're still healing, the memory might hold more sharpness. The event hasn't changed, but your experience of it has. And that's okay. Your memory is trying to help you understand, to heal, and to grow. Think about a time when you got through something tough, maybe a breakup, a job loss, or a moment of failure. At the time, it probably felt raw and overwhelming. But years later, you might tell that story calmly, or even with humor. You might say, "That was hard, but it taught me something important." Your brain rewrote the story, not to lie to you, but to give you peace. That's the gentle paradox. By changing the memory, we often find strength in it. This reshaping also helps us build a sense of identity. Who we believe we are is formed from the stories we tell about ourselves, and those stories shift over time. A quiet kid might now remember being curious rather than shy. A student who failed an exam might now see that moment as the start of a new path. Our brains reweave the past to better fit the person we've become. It's not deception, it's evolution. And in this way, your personal history becomes a living story, one that grows with you. Even small details change. Maybe you remember a rainy vacation as peaceful now, though it once felt disappointing. Or you look back on a summer with your cousins and only recall the laughter, forgetting the little arguments. These changes happen, not all at once, but slowly, every time the memory is revisited. It's like walking the same forest path again and again. Each time you notice different things. The trail is the same, but the experience shifts. This flexible memory helps us connect with others too. When people share stories, they often reshape them together. A family might tell a holiday story over and over, each person adding new details, forgetting others. the story becomes a shared creation. It brings them closer, not because it's perfectly accurate, but because it feels true to their bond. And in friendships, this happens as well. You might tell a friend about something that happened years ago, and they'll remind you of what you forgot, or tell you they saw it differently. Together, you co-author the memory, blending your perspectives into a new version. This also touches something deeper, how we see the world. Our beliefs, values, and hopes all influence the stories we tell ourselves. And the more we grow, the more those stories may change. A moment that once felt like a mistake might now feel like a turning point. A regret might soften into a lesson. This shifting helps us make sense of life. It lets us heal, forgive, and move forward. So even though memory isn't always fixed, it's deeply wise in its own way. You might wonder if this means we can't trust our memories, but maybe it means we can trust them differently, not for perfect detail, but for emotional truth. When your mind rewrites the past, it's trying to comfort you, protect you, or show you what matters most. It's shaping your story, not just to remember, but to understand. Even machines now try to do something similar. In artificial intelligence, there's a growing idea that systems shouldn't just recall facts, they should also adjust and learn from new input. Like our brains, they're being designed to evolve their understanding over time. And while they're still far from human memory, the idea reflects something ancient in us, that remembering is not about holding the past still, but about letting it move with us. So tonight, as you lie back and listen, think about one memory that's changed for you. Maybe it's a childhood moment, a conversation, or a time of change. Feel how it's softened or sharpened, grown simpler or deeper. Let yourself accept that this is part of being alive. Your past isn't frozen, it's flowing. And in this gentle movement, you find meaning. If you found comfort in this reflection, please like this video. Share where you're watching from and what memory has quietly rewritten itself in your life. And if you'd like more peaceful journeys into the workings of your mind, subscribe and join us next time. Until then, rest well, and let your story keep growing gently in the quiet library of your thoughts. Memory's shadow. Have you ever caught a whiff of an old perfume, one you haven't smelled in years, and suddenly felt yourself standing again in a long-forgotten place? Or heard a few notes of a song and found the walls of your childhood room rising up around you? That surprise, that gentle shiver, is the power of memory's shadow. If you've ever felt the past slip back into your awareness when you least expect it, share your moment below. Let us know where you're watching from and what unexpected echo found you today. Sometimes we think a memory has faded completely, replaced by new experiences and thoughts. We go about our day believing a page has turned, only to discover that the page never truly ended. A single scent, freshly baked bread in a cafe, or the sharp tang of rain on asphalt, can pull a memory back from the edge, illuminating details we thought were gone. It's as if memories cast a faint silhouette behind the scenes of our minds, always there in the periphery, waiting for the right trigger to step into the light. Think about a time when you passed by a bakery and suddenly remembered your grandmother's kitchen. You might not have thought of that kitchen in years, but the smell of rising dough unlocked the scene. You could almost taste her warm loaf, see the flour on her hands, or hear birds singing outside the window. In that moment, you weren't just recalling a memory, you were re-experiencing it, as vivid as if it had happened yesterday. This is the paradox of memory's shadow. What we believe is lost can return whole, unannounced and complete. In the quiet of our daily routines, these shadows slip in unnoticed. Listening to the gentle hum of traffic can stir a flash of a school hallway. Feeling a breeze on your neck can bring back the thrill of summer evenings spent chasing fireflies. We carry these shadows gently with us, uninvited yet comforting, reminders that nothing is ever entirely gone. They teach us that even forgetting isn't the end. Memories can hide in the smallest corners of our senses, waiting for their cue. This phenomenon also touches our relationships. A partner's laugh might fade from daily life, but return instantly. when you hear it again in a phone voicemail. Old friends can feel close when you revisit a familiar spot, like a park bench where you once shared secrets. These echoes remind us that our connections aren't limited to time spent together. They live on in the subtle cues that weave through our world. Even if years have passed, the past can reach forward, bridging distance and reminding us of bonds that endured. We see this in simple everyday moments too. During exams, the sound of a pencil tapping might pull you back to your first classroom. The anxious flutter of a last-minute review echoes that memory, guiding you through new challenges with a familiar rhythm. In this way, memory's shadow offers support, like a silent coach whispering confidence you once felt. Our minds use these faded echoes to bolster us, drawing strength from the comfort of familiarity. And yet, these shadows can be bittersweet. Sometimes a memory's return brings a pang of loss. A song that reminds you of someone no longer here, a scent that recalls a home long sold. In those moments, the past feels both precious and painful. But even this sorrow shows the paradox's gentle truth. We are never truly alone, and love, once given, continues to cast its shadow in our lives, softening the edges of absence. On a deeper level, memory's shadow raises questions about who we are. If our mind reshapes memories each time we recall them, if they fade only to reappear unexpectedly, what does that say about our personal history? We think of our life as a straight line, moving forward, leaving old chapters behind, but in truth, our past chapters linger, never fully closed. Our identity isn't a finished book. It's an ongoing story with echoes of every page we've ever read. Memory's shadow reminds us that we remain connected to who we once were, even as we change and grow. This also plays out in language. Certain words can carry the weight of memories we no longer speak aloud. A poem line, a phrase from a childhood rhyme. When those words reappear, they unlock rooms in our mind we haven't entered in years. Language becomes a key that fits ancient doors, proving that the past is woven into the very words we use every day. It shows us that communication is not just about the present moment, but a bridge across time, carrying echoes of every conversation we've ever had. In mental health, these shadows can offer healing or challenge. For someone recovering from trauma, an unexpected memory flash can feel jarring, yet it also shows the mind's power to keep even painful moments alive. Therapists know that gentle re-exposure to these memories in a safe context can help integrate them, turning shadow into light. Memory's shadow is both a reminder of pain and a pathway to understanding, guiding us to heal by honoring what happened, rather than burying it forever. Artificial intelligence, too, echoes this idea. Advanced AI models can store vast amounts of data, but only surface relevant details when prompted. In a sense, the AI has its own shadows, bits of information that lie dormant until triggered. This mirrors our brain's way of storing memories, vast, hidden networks of detail that awaken at the right moment. Understanding memory's shadow in ourselves can inspire better AI design, teaching machines to retrieve and present information gently, without overwhelming the user with irrelevant detail. As you rest tonight, notice the subtle shifts in your own mind. When you hear a distant sound or catch a passing scent, let yourself pause. Maybe a shadow of your past is moving through you, ready to bring a forgotten moment back into view. Embrace these gentle echoes, whether they bring joy or reflection, and know that they are part of the rich tapestry of your life. If this soft exploration of memory's shadow spoke to you, please like this video. Share in the comments where you're watching from, and tell us about a memory that returned unexpectedly in your day. And if these gentle reflections help you relax and feel connected, subscribe for more calming journeys through the mysteries of the mind. Thank you for sharing this quiet moment. May the shadows of your sweetest memories guide you into restful dreams. Forgotten origins. Have you ever wondered about the parts of your life you don't remember at all? Those earliest moments, before language, before memory, before you even knew your own name. Moments like the first time someone held you, your first step, or the first time you saw the sky. It's strange to think that some of the most important parts of who we are come from times we can't even picture, and yet they shape us deeply. If that idea feels familiar or curious to you, let us know in the comments. Where are you watching from tonight? Have you ever felt the quiet influence of something you don't remember? We usually think of memory as a collection of events we can recall, like flipping through a photo album. But many of the most important chapters of our lives were written before we knew how to store them in words. The warm tone of a parent's voice, the safety of being held, the feeling of being cared for, these became part of us, even if we never consciously remember them. Like roots hidden beneath the soil, they support us, silently feeding the tree of who we are. Imagine a child learning to walk. There's no memory of it, no journal entry or video replaying the first wobbly step, but something about that moment changed the path of life forever. From crawling to walking to running, that simple act of standing upright opened the world. And yet, most of us don't remember it. It became part of us without leaving a trace. We can recall. That's the paradox. Something forgotten can still be one of the most important things we've ever done. These forgotten origins don't just shape how we move, but how we feel, the way we love, the way we trust, the way we respond to kindness or fear. All of it often has roots in moments we've long since forgotten. A baby's first experience of comfort teaches the brain what safety feels like. The first time someone smiles at us, we begin to form ideas about connection, and though we can't describe those early experiences, their shadow travels with us. Consider how you feel during a storm. Some people find the sound of rain calming, while others feel uneasy. That difference might trace back to forgotten experiences, a soft lullaby sung during a thunderstorm, or maybe a night when fear crept in with the lightning. These associations stay with us, even when their source is lost. The same is true for the smell of a warm kitchen or the quiet of an empty room. Reactions seem to come from nowhere, but they're shaped by something deep and early. Relationships often reveal these hidden origins too. Sometimes we connect with someone and feel strangely at home. It could be the way they speak, their rhythm, or the way they listen. That feeling might not come from the present at all, but from a memory our body holds without explanation. Maybe their voice reminds us of a caregiver, or their presence feels like the safety we once knew as a child. These feelings seem like mysteries, but they point back to forgotten beginnings. And this idea isn't just emotional, it touches the way we learn and grow. Think of riding a bicycle. Once you learn, your body remembers. Even after years, you can climb on and go as if no time has passed. But where did that learning go? It wasn't stored as a clear memory. It became part of your body, a forgotten skill that lives on in muscle and movement. That's another form of origin that continues even when we don't think about it. Our language works in similar ways. The words we choose, the way we speak, even our tone. These are shaped by the voices we heard as children. Our accents and patterns of speech are passed down without us even noticing. So much of how we express ourselves comes from early moments, when we were just listening, absorbing, becoming. Words became part of us before we knew what they meant, like a song heard in a dream. Even our beliefs are shaped this way. The values we carry, the way we see the world, they often begin long before we choose them. A child doesn't decide to believe in kindness or fairness. They feel it through how they are treated. Over time, those feelings turn into beliefs. And even when we grow and change, the foundation is still there. Like a house built on quiet ground, our beliefs rise from origins we can't always name. This concept also speaks to mental health. People sometimes feel certain ways without knowing why. Anxiety in calm moments, sadness during joyful times. Often these emotions come from very early experiences, ones that left impressions without clear stories. Therapy sometimes helps uncover those old layers, but even when we don't have the exact memory, we can still feel its echo. It's proof that what we forget can still guide how we feel. Even technology reflects this truth. Think about artificial intelligence. It learns patterns from data, often without knowing the meaning. It may forget where it learned a certain behavior, but still follow it. Like us, AI systems can be shaped by early inputs that stay hidden in the background. It's a mirror of how the human brain works, complex, mysterious, and full of early shadows that guide later choices. In all of this, there's a soft beauty. We don't have to remember everything to be shaped by it. In fact, some of the most powerful things in life don't live in memory. They live in feeling. The comfort of being held, the rhythm of a gentle voice, the joy of being understood. All of these begin before words, before memory. And yet, they stay with us forever. So as you rest tonight, consider this. Even if you don't remember your beginning, it's still with you. Every quiet strength, every act of kindness, every sense of calm you feel, it may have started in a time before memory. These origins, though forgotten, are not gone. They live in your heart, your breath, your smile. If this reflection gave you a moment of calm or curiosity, we'd love to hear from you. Share where you're watching from, or tell us a small feeling that stayed with you, one you can't explain but know is part of who you are. Like the soft light before dawn, our forgotten origins continue to guide us, even when we can't see them. And if you'd like to explore more stories like this, we invite you to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for being here tonight, and may your dreams carry you gently through the stories your heart remembers, even when your mind does not. Imagined reality. Have you ever woken from a daydream and paused, wondering if it really happened? You might have smiled at the memory of a conversation that never took place, or felt the sun on your face in a moment you only imagined. So vivid, it was almost a memory. Our mind is a master storyteller. It weaves dreams and memories together in soft colors, blurring the line between what was and what could be. Wherever you're joining from tonight, share in the comments a time your imagination felt more real than the day itself. Let's build a quiet community of dreamers and remembers. Close your eyes for a moment and picture tomorrow's weather. See the clouds drifting across the sky. Feel a drop of rain on your cheek. You're imagining the future. Yet your brain lights up in the same gentle pathways it uses for actual memories. That imagined rain can stir real emotions, calm curiosity, quiet hope, or even a wistful longing for sunshine. This blending of dream and recall is part of our everyday life, and it shows how reality is partly woven from our own thoughts. In the hush before bedtime, you might replay a perfect conversation in your mind, every word kind, every glance warm. Maybe you imagine telling someone you care about them, even if the moment hasn't come. When you drift between sleep and wakefulness, these imagined scenes can feel as precise as photographs. You see faces, hear voices, sense emotions so clearly that you almost wonder if they happened for real. This gentle paradox reminds us that our inner world shapes our outer one, and that imagined reality can feel as tangible as the ground beneath, our feet. Think of preparing for an exam. Sometimes you close your eyes and mentally walk through the questions, envisioning each answer you studied. In that quiet rehearsal, you feel the keys turn in the lock of your mind. You practice formulas, definitions, and arguments until they feel familiar. By the time you sit at the desk, those imagined steps can guide your real hand. Here again, thought and memory dance together. The mind borrows from what it knows and what it dreams, blending both into a map that guides you through uncertainty. In relationships, this paradox plays out too. You might imagine a reunion with a friend you haven't seen in years, picture their smile, hear their laugh, only to find reality doesn't quite match. Or you might daydream about a perfect first date, every detail falling into place, and then feel a pang when the real evening feels messier. Yet these imagined scenarios shape your hopes and fears. They teach you what you long for. And when real moments arrive, they feel richer for the colors your mind has already painted. Even the language we use carries echoes of imagined reality. Poets write of cities that shimmer at dawn, of lovers meeting under starlight, images born in the imagination that feel utterly true. When you read those lines, Your brain responds as if you had been there yourself. This shows that stories, though not factual, hold a deeper kind of truth. They connect us to feelings and ideas that go beyond the literal. In this way, imagined reality becomes shared reality, uniting us through words and images. Memory and imagination also touch mental health. Worry can be a harmful daydream, imagining worst-case scenarios that feel real enough to stir anxiety. Yet, hope can be a healing dream, envisioning better days that create calm and courage. Our mind shows us both the shadows of fear and the light of hope. By choosing to focus on gentle, positive imaginings, we can guide our emotions toward peace. This is the soft power of the mind. It lets us reshape our inner world, one quiet thought at a time. The belief in what's possible springs from this blend of memory and imagination. Great inventions began as vivid dreams, ideas sketched in the mind before they took shape in the world. Artists paint what they see in their inner eye. Scientists formulate theories by imagining the hidden dance of particles. In each case, imagined reality is the seed for real-world change. By trusting the mind's vision, we bring new truths into existence. In the realm of artificial intelligence, researchers now teach machines to create art, music, and text by learning from patterns in data. These systems, in a sense, imagine new combinations based on old examples. They blend what they know, like memories, with what they can invent, like dreams. And just as our own inner creations can feel real, AI-generated art can touch our emotions and expand our sense of possibility. Perhaps the most profound lesson of imagined reality is that we are creators of our own experience. The world we see is not a passive stage, but a mirror reflecting our thoughts. When we imagine kindness, we become kinder. When we picture calm, we feel more at peace. By gently steering our daydreams, we shape the reality we step into each morning. As you drift toward sleep tonight, let your mind paint soft dreams. Imagine a gentle breeze on your skin, a favorite song carried on the wind, or the warm glow of memory wrapped around you like a blanket. Notice how these imagined moments can bring real comfort, guiding you toward rest. If this reflection resonated with you, please like this video. Share your own dream memory in the comments. Where are you watching from, and what imagined moment feels most alive to you tonight? And if you'd like more calm journeys through the mysteries of the mind, subscribe and join us again. Sleep well, and may your dreams feel as real and soothing as a cherished memory. False familiar. Have you ever stepped into a room for the very first time and felt like you'd been there 1,000 times before? That sudden rush of familiarity can feel both warm and strange, as if your mind is quietly whispering, "You've walked this path before." Where were you when it first happened to you? A cozy cafe on a rainy afternoon, perhaps? Or the quiet hall before an exam? Share in the comments below the place where your déjà vu unfolded. Let's build a map of these moments together. Smile. This scene sounds familiar. Go ahead and hit the like button, leave your story, and subscribe for gentle explorations of the mind. Our sense of familiarity often springs from the brain's gift of pattern matching. Every second, our neurons sift through a lifetime of experiences, gently comparing each new moment with those we've already lived. When enough details match, a flicker of light, the hum of an air conditioner, the soft creak of a floorboard, your mind rings a small bell of recognition. This is not magic, nor is it a slip of time travel. It is the quiet hum of memory, reminding you that the world is shaped by countless tiny echoes of the past. Imagine waking up to a gray sky and feeling certain you've seen this exact shade of pale blue before. You might look out the window and think, "This feels like the morning I met my best friend," or "This feels just like the day I first rode a bike." In truth, your brain is gathering tiny details, cloud patterns, the shape of a tree branch, the cool breeze on your cheek, and saying, "Yes, I remember something like this." The result can be comforting like an old lullaby or unsettling like a half-remembered dream you can't quite place. Even in simple moments, walking through your home, making tea, or scrolling through messages, subtle echoes of past days can bubble up. Perhaps you brush your hand against the same door frame at the same time of day, and a soft familiarity washes over you. Or you sit at your desk, glancing at your phone, and the glow of the screen sends you back to the night before a big exam. The mind's pattern engine is always running, gently suggesting that new moments are somehow old. This gentle trick of memory shows us that perception is not a perfect record, but a living tapestry woven from threads of experience. We do not see the world as it simply is. We see it as it feels. Our beliefs, our hopes, our fears, and even our choice of coffee mug shape how we interpret each scene. A stormy sky might remind one person of a childhood treehouse, while another feels the weight of an approaching exam. The echo you hear is uniquely yours. In relationships, false familiarity can deepen connections or spark doubt. You might meet someone and feel an instant bond as if your souls have danced together before. This can feel magical, a sign of true chemistry. Yet sometimes it can steer us into mistaken closeness, making us share too much, too soon. The mind mistakes warmth for understanding, drawing on past friendships to guide new ones. Being aware of this helps us welcome genuine connections without rushing into them. On a deeper level, the paradox of false familiar nudges us to ask bigger questions. If our sense of now springs from echoes of then, where does true novelty lie? Philosophers ponder whether any moment is ever truly new or if we live in a gentle loop of familiar shapes and colors. In language, we use the same words over and over, finding fresh meaning in old sounds. Even in mental health, therapy often works by revisiting past patterns, shining new light on familiar struggles to help us heal. Today, technology is learning to mimic our pattern wizardry. Artificial intelligence studies thousands of faces, voices, and sentences, then produces something that feels familiar yet new, a song that echoes your favorite tune, or an answer that matches your question. This modern mirror highlights our own brain's patterns, showing how living beings and machines both thrive on the comfort of the known. Still, both can surprise us with sparks of genuine creativity. As you drift into your day or your dreams, remember that each familiar moment hides a silent story of your past. Embrace the warmth it brings. Listen for the soft echoes of memory, and stay curious about what truly makes life new. Whenever you catch that whisper of déjà vu, take a breath and let it remind you that every second holds a secret link between then and now. If you enjoyed this gentle voyage into memory, please like this video, share your déjà vu stories below, and subscribe for more relaxing dives into the mind's deepest mysteries. Your presence here turns these quiet reflections into a shared journey. Thank you for being part of our community. Unseen recall. Have you ever heard a single note of a sound and suddenly felt your heart tugged by a memory you didn't even know was there? Close your eyes for a moment. Where were you when that song first played? A school dance in spring? A quiet drive at dusk? Drop a comment below with the moment you unlocked through a simple sound, and let's weave a tapestry of these hidden memories together. If you've ever chased a word on the tip of your tongue, or felt a scent unlock a long-lost afternoon, go ahead and hit like, share your story, and subscribe for more gentle journeys through the mind. There is something truly magical about the way our brain works behind the scenes. We speak, we sing, we breathe, and yet there is a quiet librarian inside us, gently filling every moment we live. Most of the time, this librarian works in silence. You may go days without noticing until suddenly a familiar scent of rain on pavement or the soft rustle of pages in a book brings forth a memory you never knew you had. It feels as though a hidden door swings open, revealing a librarian who slides out a memory card labeled Mom's Kitchen, Childhood Treehouse, or First Exam Nerves. Imagine you're sitting in traffic, barely awake, when the faint whistle of an ice cream truck stirs something deep within. Your thoughts drift back to a summer afternoon, where you chased that jingling melody down the street, pocket money jingling, in your hand. You might not have thought about that day in years, yet the tune unlocks a flood of warmth. Bright sun on your face, sticky ice cream dripping down your fingers, and the laugh of a friend running beside you. In that moment, you realize that the memory was always there, tucked away behind the daily rush, waiting for the right key to open it. Or picture yourself studying at your desk. You can't remember the French word for apple. You pause, glancing around at the quiet room. The hum of the fan, the scent of your favorite pen, the distant rumble of a bus, all these small details build a bridge to that elusive word. Then, almost without warning, you whisper, "Palme," and smile at how simple it feels. Your brain, in its vast network, had quietly stored the sound and meaning of that word long ago. You just needed the right moment, the right arrival of tiny signals to bring it forward. In relationships, unseen recall can shape our connections in subtle ways. A friend's laugh might echo the laughter of someone you once loved, weaving threads of past affection into new bonds. A partner's football jersey might remind you of cheering in a crowded stadium, reigniting the joy of shared excitement. These layers of memory deepen our experiences, giving each moment a hidden richness. Yet they can also surprise us. You might feel a pang of homesickness when you smell pine needles during winter, or a wave of calm when you hear the clink of coffee cups in a quiet cafe. Unseen recall at work, guiding your heart toward places you once called home. This quiet memory librarian does more than bring back happy days. It can guide healing, too. In therapy, guides often use familiar scents or gentle music to help you access memories you've tucked away, moments of pain or fear that you can now safely revisit. By calling up these hidden memories, you can see them with fresh eyes. You realize that those early worries, those days of uncertainty, are chapters in your story that you've grown beyond. The same librarian who hides those pages also waits patiently to show them to you, helping you understand how far you've come. If we step back and look at language itself, we see unseen recall shaping every conversation. When a baby babbles, they hear sounds around them, soft vowels, sharp consonants, and gradually piece together the melody of speech. Each word you speak now started as tiny echoes of sounds you heard long ago. You might watch a child repeat mama or bottle, their brain filing these sounds under family and comfort. This process never truly ends. Every new word you learn, every phrase you borrow becomes part of the endless library, in your mind, quietly waiting for its moment in the spotlight when you need it most. In the realm of belief, unseen recall often feels like intuition or gut feeling. You walk into a new job interview and feel oddly at ease, though you've never met anyone at this company before. Later you remember that the building layout mirrors that of your old school, or the receptionist's voice reminds you of a beloved teacher. Your brain had picked up on those echoes long before your conscious mind did. What felt like a flash of instinct was, in truth, the librarian comparing hallways and voices to guide you toward comfort. Today, technology is learning to echo our unseen recall. Artificial intelligence studies patterns in writing, speech, and behavior, then suggests words, songs, or actions that feel familiar to us. When you open a playlist app, that gentle "Recommended for You" section is built on the same principle as your hidden librarian. A few notes in the background, and suddenly you're discovering songs that transport you back to a road trip, a holiday, or a first dance. The quest to understand unseen recall shows how our minds and machines both thrive on those unseen threads linking past and present. As you move through your day, notice the small awakenings, a thought, a phrase, a feeling that seems to bloom from nowhere. When you catch the scent of fresh bread, or see a pattern on a tiled floor, pause for a beat. Let the memory librarian have its moment in the light. Whisper your own hidden recall back to life. Ask yourself, where have I felt this before? And watch as your mind unfurls a story you nearly forgot. If this gentle journey into unseen recall resonated with you, please like this video, share a memory triggered by a simple sound or scent in the comments, and subscribe for more explorations of the mind's hidden wonders. Your engagement helps this community grow, turning quiet reflections into shared discoveries. Thank you for listening so deeply, and until next time, may your hidden librarian guide you to gentle, unexpected memories. Shared memory. Have you ever heard a sound you hadn't played in years, only to glance around and notice someone else humming along? You never met them before, and yet for a brief moment, it feels like you've shared something deeply personal, a quiet memory, a forgotten corner of time. And suddenly, you wonder, how many of our memories do we really carry alone? If this has ever happened to you, a stranger sharing your moment, drop a comment below and let us know where it happened. Maybe it was on a train, in a cafe, or walking through the rain. Like this video if you've ever felt that strange, quiet connection. And if you'd like more calm and curious thoughts to end your day, don't forget to subscribe. There's something beautifully strange about how we hold our memories. We often think of them as private treasures, tucked deep inside, wrapped in our voice, our past, our point of view. But then, unexpectedly, we find out that someone else has been carrying the same memory, in their own way, the same childhood song, the same bedtime story, the same smell of rain on warm concrete, and in that small overlap, we feel less alone, as if the mind is not just a library of personal books, but part of a larger one, shared and passed along quietly between us all. Think about lullabies you may have been sung to as a baby. Soft humming in the dark, the gentle rise and fall of words meant to soothe. And maybe, somewhere across the world, another child was hearing the same tune. Different voice, different language, same gentle rhythm. Years later, you hum that song in the kitchen or hear it on a quiet video, and someone else nearby smiles without knowing why. The song reaches through time and space and tugs at something inside both of you. A memory you didn't know was shared. This happens in other ways too. A warm scent drifting from a bakery might remind several people of the same kind of morning, the kind where time slows down, where a grandparent handed them a piece of bread with jam, where laughter filled the kitchen. The memory feels personal, yet when you talk about it, others nod. They have one just like it. The faces are different, the details shift, but the feeling, that feeling is the same. That's where shared memory lives, not just in the facts, but in the feelings we carry. Sometimes shared memories come from events we've all witnessed together. A snowfall that covered the whole town, a summer blackout where candles lit up windows on every street, a concert in the park where strangers sang the same line, loud and full of joy. These moments settle into our minds with quiet power. They're not just about the music or the cold or the darkness. They're about knowing that you were part of something larger, that others remember it too. When you meet someone years later who says, "I was there," a light switches on. You're no longer just remembering, you're remembering together. Even things as simple as school can hold shared memories. Think of final exams. The silence of the classroom, the ticking of the clock, the scratch of pens on paper. Almost everyone has lived that scene in some form. It becomes a thread that connects us. Or the nervous feeling before asking someone out, the ache of a goodbye, the joy of getting good news you didn't expect. These everyday stories are told in millions of quiet voices, different places, same feelings. That's what makes them feel like they belong to everyone and no one at the same time. In relationships, shared memories build deep roots. Friends who grew up watching the same shows can finish each other's jokes years later. A couple who traveled together might smell a certain flower, and suddenly both picture the same street in a city they loved. But shared memory also shows up in strangers. A taxi driver who plays a song you haven't heard since childhood, a fellow shopper who picks up a brand of candy your parents once bought. You don't talk to them. You don't even make eye contact. But inside, something small and kind has moved. A sense that the world is not as divided as it sometimes feels. This kind of memory connection shows up in culture too. Traditions, holidays, festivals, these are all moments designed to invite shared remembering. Lighting candles, hanging decorations, cooking special meals. These acts are more than routine. They are rituals of memory, carried out not just to enjoy the present, but to keep the past gently alive. When we light the same candles our grandparents once lit, we are not just remembering them, we are joining them. Their emotions become ours, their stories still quietly unfolding. Belief systems are deeply tied to this. prayers, chants, and meditations often repeat through generations. Even if the words change slightly, the rhythm, the pauses, the silences stay. A person sitting quietly on a prayer mat or at a temple might feel alone, but they are moving through a pattern many have followed. The comfort doesn't just come from the act. It comes from the unseen company. The thought that others, too, have found peace here, and that maybe we can borrow a little of that peace for ourselves. In the world of language, shared memory is everywhere. A phrase like "once upon a time" instantly takes many of us back to story time, cozy blankets, and wide-eyed wonder. Just 4 words, and yet they carry whole worlds. These phrases live not in one person, but in all of us. They're like keys that open the same door in many different homes. When someone says, "I love you to the moon and back," or "this too shall pass," they're tapping into a shared stream of comfort, of wisdom, of hope. Technology has added new layers to this. A video that goes viral isn't just popular, it becomes a shared memory. People across the world can recall the same scene, the same quote, the same emotion it brought. Sometimes, these shared digital memories outlast the moment itself. Years later, someone might say a single word or post an old clip, and everyone remembers exactly where they were when they first saw it. This doesn't just apply to joy. It can happen with sadness, shock, or even reflection. But no matter the feeling, it binds people together. Even artificial intelligence is starting to learn how to find and reflect shared memory. By recognizing patterns in our stories, songs, and habits, it creates responses that feel familiar. When you type a few words into a search bar and the system completes your thought, it's not just reading your mind, it's recognizing the shared path many people walk. It offers a strange comfort, a suggestion that maybe, just maybe, you're not the only one thinking what you're thinking. So tonight, as you lie in bed and drift toward rest, think of a memory you once believed was yours alone. Then, imagine someone else, somewhere far or near, holding the same kind of memory in their own quiet way. A shared laugh, a whispered song, a walk home in the rain. Maybe they don't know you exist, but for a moment your minds are connected, not through screens, not through words, but through something older, something softer, something that doesn't need to be spoken to be real. If this thought brought you comfort or reminded you of a moment from your past, please leave a comment below and share that memory. Who knows? Maybe someone else will read it and realize they've lived it too. Like this video, if you believe that even in solitude, we're never truly alone. And don't forget to subscribe for more quiet journeys through the human experience. You never know which memory will find you next. Silent awareness. Have you ever sat in complete silence thinking you were doing nothing, only to realize your mind was fully alive, as if without a single word your brain was scanning the room, listening to the smallest sounds, and noticing things you didn't even ask it to? That kind of quiet can feel louder than noise. If you've ever had a moment like that, where you felt awake but still, share it in the comments below. Tell us where you were. Maybe it was in your room, a forest, or during a walk with no destination. If this kind of calm awareness feels familiar, tap like. And if you'd like more gentle thoughts to drift off to, subscribe and let's go deeper together. There's a strange truth about silence. It's never truly empty. Even in a quiet room, your brain is busy. Your ears catch the distant hum of a fan. Your skin senses the temperature shifting ever so slightly. You notice your own breath, the weight of your body, the stillness of your hands. And beneath it all, there's a deeper part of your mind. A watcher. Calm, slow, and observant. It doesn't speak loudly, but it's always there, keeping track of the world around you in a soft and invisible way. Think about when you wake up in the middle of the night. It's quiet. The lights are off. No one is speaking. And yet, something in you is alert. You notice the creak of the floor outside your room. You hear a dog bark in the distance. You even become aware of the beating of your own heart. Nothing dramatic is happening, and yet your mind feels sharper than ever. That's silent awareness. A moment where you're not doing anything, but your mind is gently doing everything. It's the same feeling you get when walking alone, especially at dusk. The world slows down. You don't speak. You don't need to. You feel the breeze on your face. You notice the way the trees move, the sounds of birds returning home, the smell of the evening settling in. All of these things enter your awareness without any effort. You're not chasing thoughts. You're simply open, still, present. And somehow, that quiet presence is more full than noise. During moments of stress, say before an exam or a big life decision, we often think clarity comes from thinking harder. But sometimes answers arrive when we stop trying, when we sit still, breathe, wait. Then, suddenly a solution floats up. A soft whisper from somewhere inside. It wasn't forced. It came from silence. That's the paradox. We're taught to act, solve, fix. But some of the most important shifts happen when we simply sit and listen to the stillness within us. This kind of awareness often shows up in nature. When you're by a lake early in the morning, before the day has begun. The water is calm. The sky is pale. Birds are quiet. You don't need music or conversation. The silence itself becomes music. You start to notice your own thoughts as if they're happening in another room, and for a few precious minutes you exist without the need to explain anything. You just are. Even in everyday life, moments of silent awareness appear. Waiting in line, sitting in traffic, watching the rain from your window. These aren't dramatic scenes, but if you pay attention, you'll find a strange richness there. You hear a child laugh in the distance. You watch the way drops of water slide down glass. You feel your own pulse slowing. The world hasn't changed, but your awareness of it has. And in that awareness, something peaceful grows. Sometimes this gentle focus helps us in relationships too. Have you ever sat with someone in silence? Not awkward silence, but the kind that feels safe? You're not filling space with words. You're just sharing a moment. A quiet presence. That kind of stillness can bring people closer than any conversation. It's a different kind of language, one made of trust and patience. And it reminds us that connection isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet that holds us together. In spiritual practices, this silent awareness is deeply respected. People sit in meditation, not to empty their minds, but to notice what's already there. Thoughts come and go. Feelings rise and pass, but underneath all of it is a quiet witness, a stillness that observes without judging. It doesn't speak. It doesn't interrupt. It simply sees. That part of us, the quiet observer, might be the closest thing we have to inner truth. It doesn't need to shout because it already knows. Even language begins with silence. Before we speak, we pause. We breathe. We listen. Silence is the space where words are born. And maybe that's why some of our deepest experiences are hard to explain. Love, loss, awe. They live in silence first. We feel them long before we describe them. And sometimes words are too small to hold them. So we sit quietly and feel. And now, in technology, silent awareness also plays a role. Your phone listens without reacting until it hears a command. Your computer waits patiently for your next move. Smart systems are designed to notice patterns, respond when needed, and stay quiet the rest of the time. In some strange way, they are beginning to copy this part of us, the part that listens first, speaks second, as if awareness, even in machines, starts with stillness. But there's something very human about it, too. Think of the last time someone listened to you. Not just heard your words, but really listened. They weren't interrupting. They weren't distracted. They were quiet, focused, and present. That kind of listening is rare, and when it happens, it feels like you've been seen in a deeper way. The space between their silence and your voice becomes sacred, a kind of shared attention that changes everything. This is why silence is so important for mental health. In a world full of noise, notifications, conversations, constant movement, it can be easy to forget the value of stillness. But when we take a few minutes to sit without distraction, something inside us heals. We reconnect with the part of ourselves that doesn't need to perform, the part that's just watching, quietly, patiently, the part that knows we're enough, even when we're doing nothing at all. So tonight, as you lie down and prepare for sleep, try this. Close your eyes and simply listen. Not for anything in particular. Just listen to the room, your breath, the quiet. Feel how your body slowly begins to rest. Notice how your mind, without effort, keeps track of it all. You don't have to do anything. Just let the silence hold you. Let it remind you that even in stillness, you are fully alive. If this thought helped you feel more peaceful, please leave a comment and let us know what silence means to you. Maybe you have a favorite quiet place or a moment of stillness you return to often. Like this video if you believe that awareness doesn't always need words. And don't forget to subscribe for more calm reflections, delivered gently, just like this one. Sometimes the quietest moments teach us the most. Sleeping mind. Have you ever fallen asleep and felt like your dreams had already started before your eyes even closed? Like your thoughts were slipping into stories without you noticing, as if part of your mind was still awake, watching, wondering, weaving? If you've ever had a dream so vivid that it stayed with you all day, or a night of sleep that left you feeling more alive, share it in the comments. Maybe it was a flying dream, or one where you met someone you've never seen in real life. Maybe it was peaceful or strange. We'd love to know. Tap like if you've ever wondered what your mind is doing while you sleep. And if you enjoy these calm explorations, subscribe and stay with us. Tonight's journey goes inward. As the body begins to rest, the world gets quieter. Lights dim, muscles relax, breathing slows. But inside the mind, something curious begins to happen. Without any effort, thoughts shift shape. They stretch and blend. A sound from the day becomes part of a memory. A face you saw for just a moment returns in a dream. The sleeping mind, quiet on the outside, begins its work beneath the surface. Think of it like a gentle river. All day long, the river gathers things, moments, sights, feelings, thoughts. Then at night, it flows quietly, sorting and sifting through what it picked up. The brain stores some memories, lets others go, and connects things that seem unrelated. That's why you might dream about school and your favorite cafe in the same scene, or why a person you haven't thought about in years suddenly appears, smiling, without a reason. It's not random. It's memory being organized in a way we don't fully understand. Have you ever gone to sleep with a problem on your mind, something you couldn't figure out? Maybe you were worried about a decision or unsure what to say to someone, and then, in the morning, it felt clearer, as if the answer had arrived in your sleep. That's not just luck. It's the brain using sleep to work in the background, without pressure, without noise, just soft thoughts moving through soft darkness. Sleep does something else too. It heals, not just the body, but the mind. It softens sharp feelings, eases tension, helps us let go of what we don't need to carry. A stressful day may not disappear, but in sleep, its edges blur. You wake up, not with everything solved, but with enough distance to breathe again. That's the quiet power of the sleeping mind. It doesn't speak loudly, but it works with care, like a quiet librarian putting everything back in its place. And yet, dreams aren't always peaceful. Sometimes they're strange, emotional, even unsettling, a mix of real and unreal. That's because your mind isn't just sorting memories, it's exploring emotions. Some feelings are too deep or too complex to explain during the day, but at night, your brain has time to explore them. Gently, slowly, through symbols, through stories. It's not trying to confuse you. It's trying to help you feel what's hidden. There's something magical about how the brain knows what to keep and what to let go of. You don't have to decide. You don't have to write anything down or repeat it to remember. Your mind does it naturally, As you sleep, it saves important memories, files away useful facts, and quietly erases what no longer matters. And all of this happens while you dream of skies that change color or cities that don't exist. It's the quiet work of inner understanding. In some ways, the sleeping mind is more creative than the waking one. Have you noticed how in dreams, the rules don't apply? You can breathe underwater, talk to animals, visit people who aren't here anymore. These aren't mistakes, they're expressions. The brain is playing, stretching, and creating without limits. That freedom is important. It's a reminder that not all thinking needs structure. Some of it needs space. Space to imagine, to wander, to wonder. This kind of nighttime awareness even touches belief. In many traditions, dreams are seen as messages, a way for the deeper self to speak, or for the mind to connect with something larger. Whether or not you believe in symbols or signs, there's truth in the feeling. Sometimes a dream feels more real than a memory, more honest than words spoken during the day. It's as if sleep peels away the surface and shows us something we missed. Even technology is trying to understand this. We've built machines that learn, sort, and predict, but they don't sleep. They don't dream. They process data, but they don't feel the need for rest. Maybe that's what makes human minds different. We don't just collect information. We reshape it in our sleep. We turn thoughts into stories, stories into insight, and insight into peace. The brain never truly shuts off. It just shifts into another kind of attention. For mental health, sleep is more than rest. It's a return, a slow return to balance, to calm down, to clarity. Without sleep, emotions grow louder. Focus fades. Small problems feel big. But after a night of deep sleep, the same problems feel softer, more manageable. It's not because the world changed, but because your mind had time to breathe. And that breathing didn't come from trying harder. It came from letting go. Have you ever watched someone sleep? A friend, a child, a pet. There's something deeply peaceful about it. Their faces soften, their breath becomes slow. It reminds us of something simple, that we're safe enough to let go. The world keeps turning, the mind keeps working, but in that moment, everything feels gentle, uncomplicated, still. So tonight, when you close your eyes, remember that your mind is not shutting down. It's beginning a different kind of journey, one where it doesn't need your help, one where it knows what to do. Let your thoughts float. Let them blend and drift. There's nothing to solve, nothing to achieve. Just trust the quiet river of your inner world. Let it carry you through sleep, through memory, through dreams. If this thought helped you feel calm, let us know in the comments. What do your dreams feel like? Have you ever woken up with a feeling you couldn't explain? We'd love to hear. Like this video if sleep has ever surprised you with its quiet wisdom. And if you'd like more reflections like this, subscribe and join us again soon. There's more to discover inside the quiet of the sleeping mind. Hidden observer. Have you ever caught yourself thinking something and wondered, why did I think that? Or maybe you felt an emotion rise, like sadness or joy, and at the same time, there was a quiet part of you simply watching it happen, not reacting, not judging, just noticing. That part of you, the part that watches everything without trying to change it, is always there. If you've ever felt this silent awareness, this inner witness, share it in the comments. Where were you? What were you doing? And if these peaceful ideas bring you calm, please like the video and subscribe. There's so much more to explore inside the quiet spaces of your mind. Most of the time, we move through life reacting. The phone rings. We answer. Someone frowns. We wonder what we did wrong. A memory shows up, and suddenly our mood changes. Life feels fast, like a river always rushing forward. But sometimes we notice something strange. Behind all the noise of thought and feeling, there's a part of us that stays still. Quiet. Watching. A hidden observer. Imagine your mind as a large open sky. Thoughts are clouds. Emotions are the weather. Some days are stormy, others are clear. But above it all, far above where the wind blows, there is a space that never changes. That space doesn't argue with the rain. It doesn't chase the sun. It simply watches. And no matter what the sky looks like, that space is always there. Calm. Still. Unmoved. This inner witness is easy to miss. It doesn't speak loudly. It doesn't try to take control. But it's present in the quiet moments. Like when you're walking alone and your mind drifts. Or when you're lying in bed just before sleep and thoughts pass like clouds. Sometimes you're thinking about your day. Other times you're not thinking at all. You're just aware. Softly aware. As if someone inside is gently observing your thoughts from a distance. Have you ever been in a conversation and noticed your own reaction? Maybe you said something and immediately thought, that wasn't kind. Or maybe you felt proud, but then noticed, that pride doesn't feel necessary. Who is noticing? Who is silently watching your behavior, your choices, your reactions? It's not another voice in your head. It's not judgment. It's awareness, pure and quiet. This awareness doesn't always stop us from feeling things. You might still feel angry, tired, or anxious, but even in those moments, there's something deeper that isn't angry or tired. It's just watching, like a peaceful friend sitting beside you, not needing to fix anything, just being there. And strangely, the more we notice that presence, the more calm we feel. Not because the feelings go away, but because we stop getting lost in them. You can see this in daily life. When you're stuck in traffic, your body tenses, thoughts race, but sometimes there's a split second where you realize, this traffic doesn't need to control my peace. Or during an argument, you may suddenly sense that part of you that isn't upset, just aware of the upset. That's the observer. The one who knows this moment will pass, just like every other. In moments of stillness, this part of us becomes clearer. Like when you're watching the rain from a window, or hearing wind in the trees. You're not thinking about yesterday or worrying about tomorrow. You're just here, aware, breathing, noticing. And in that notice, there's peace. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're not trying to change anything. You're just witnessing life as it is. Even in dreams, this observer can appear. Have you ever realized you were dreaming while still asleep? That strange moment when part of you knows, this isn't real, but I'm still here. That's a glimpse of the hidden observer, watching your inner world from within. Calm, unshaken, a soft presence, guiding without words. Some people call this awareness the soul. Others call it consciousness or presence. The words don't matter as much as the feeling, a feeling of stillness, a sense of space inside your own mind. It doesn't argue. It doesn't resist. It just allows everything to be, and in that allowing, something inside you relaxes, like a knot gently loosening. This paradox, that the most powerful part of you might be the one that does nothing, can be hard to accept. We're used to solving problems by doing, thinking, pushing. But sometimes the deepest peace comes not from doing more, but from noticing more. Watching our minds without trying to change them. Feeling our emotions without needing them to stop. Letting life happen while quietly witnessing it from a deeper place. Even language struggles to describe this. Because this awareness isn't something you see or touch. It's not a thought, yet it's always behind your thoughts. It's not a feeling, yet it's with you through every emotion. It's like the silence between words, the stillness between breaths, always there, but often unnoticed. Mental health professionals sometimes teach people to become aware of this inner space, not to escape life, but to face it from a place of calm. When you know there's a part of you that's always still, it becomes easier to handle chaos. Not because the chaos disappears, but because you're not tangled in it. You're watching it from the shore. Even artificial intelligence, with all its knowledge, cannot truly observe itself the way humans do. It can analyze. It can respond. but it cannot sit in quiet awareness of its own thoughts. That's something uniquely human. The ability to feel, to think, and yet to step back and gently notice those feelings and thoughts, like watching waves on the surface while knowing there's deep stillness below. As you listen now, maybe you're becoming more aware of this part of yourself, the part that's listening to the words but also quietly watching your thoughts about the words. If you pause just for a moment, you can sense it, a slight spaciousness, a gentle openness behind your thinking mind. That's the observer. It's not far away. It's who you've always been. So tonight, as you rest, you don't need to try. You don't need to push away thoughts or control your mind. Just notice. Gently. Let your thoughts come and go. Let your feelings rise and fall, like clouds passing through a wide open sky, and somewhere behind all of it, feel the calm watcher within you, the hidden observer, always present, always still. If you felt something quiet and peaceful while listening, let us know in the comments. Have you ever felt this calm awareness before? What did it feel like? Like this video if it helped you connect to something deeper. And if you'd like more of these gentle journeys into the mind, subscribe and come back again soon. The stillness is always here, waiting. Private reality. Have you ever wondered if the color you see as blue is the same blue someone else sees? Or if the memory that makes you smile quietly would mean anything at all to another person? Every moment you live feels real, yet no one else can step fully into it. That strange feeling that your world is yours alone is both comforting and curious. If you've ever felt this, share where you were. What were you thinking about when you noticed how personal your world really is? And if these calm thoughts help you feel seen or understood, please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more quiet reflections like this one. Your entire life is happening inside your mind. That might sound strange at first, but think about it. Everything you see, hear, or feel is filtered through your brain. The soft warmth of the sun, the sound of distant birds, the taste of your favorite tea, each of these moments feels real, but the truth is, they're all experienced inside you. When you see a flower, light enters your eyes and is turned into signals. But the color you experience, the pink, the red, the white, that part happens in your mind. The same is true for sounds, scents, and even feelings. Nothing reaches you without being shaped quietly by your brain. It means your world is your own. Like a painting made just for you, every shade and detail is filtered through your personal experience. Even the same moment, shared with someone else, feels different to each of you. Imagine watching the same sunset with a friend. You're standing side by side. You both see the sky turn golden and hear the wind in the trees. But what you feel inside is never quite the same. Maybe the colors remind you of a childhood evening. Maybe the breeze feels like freedom. Your friend may feel something totally different, joy, sadness, or even nothing at all. And yet, the sunset is the same. What's different is the private world inside each of you. It's easy to forget this. We walk through the day believing we all share the same world. And we do, on the outside. We walk the same streets, sit in the same classrooms, listen to the same songs. But inside, each of us carries a different version of those experiences. A classroom might feel like pressure for one person and comfort for another. A song might bring tears for you, but make someone else laugh. The difference isn't in the world. It's in how the mind shapes it. This is especially clear in small, quiet moments. Think of a time when you felt deeply moved by something simple, a shadow on the wall, the scent of rain, or a line from a book. Maybe you looked around and realized no one else seemed to notice. To them, it was just a shadow, just a scent, just a sentence. But to you, it meant something. It spoke to something hidden inside. That's the power of your private reality. It's made of the things you care about, the memories you carry, and the thoughts that rise without warning. Even emotions work this way. You might feel anxious before an exam, while your friend feels excited, You're both in the same place, facing the same event. But the feelings inside are shaped by different beliefs, different pasts, different thoughts. And so, the moment is not shared in the same way. It belongs to each of you alone. This idea that we each live in our own inner world can feel a little lonely, but it can also be deeply comforting. It means you don't have to compare your experience to anyone else's. Your sadness, your joy, your thoughts, they're yours, and they matter, even if no one else understands them exactly. They're real, not because someone agrees, but because they exist inside you. It also means we never truly see the world as it is. We see it as we are, through a lens shaped by our beliefs, our memories, and even our hopes. If you've ever looked back on a place and noticed it feels different than it once did, you've seen this in action. The street you walked as a child may feel smaller now. A song you loved once may now bring tears. The place didn't change, you did. And so, your world changed too. Even silence holds different meanings for different people. To one person, silence feels peaceful. To another, it feels empty. That's the paradox. The same moment can hold 1,000 meanings, depending on whose mind is seeing it. And yet we often forget this. We expect others to understand, to feel the same, to react the same. But they can't, not exactly, because their mind is creating its own world, just like yours is. This quiet truth touches so many parts of life. Relationships, for example, are built between two separate inner worlds. We may speak the same language, but our meanings are shaped by personal stories. A kind word to one person might sound distant to another. A pause in conversation may feel respectful to one and cold to someone else. Even love is shaped this way, not by one single feeling, but by two people trying to understand each other's invisible world. In mental health, this private reality becomes even more important. Someone struggling with sadness may look fine on the outside, but inside, their world might feel heavy and gray. To support them, we must remember, we're not seeing the whole picture. We're only seeing what's outside. The inside takes time, trust, and deep listening to understand. Even in the world of technology and artificial intelligence, this human experience remains mysterious. A machine can gather data, it can describe a sky, measure color, detect patterns, but it cannot feel what the color blue means to a person who saw it at a turning point in life. It cannot know how a sound reminds someone of home. The personal world, the feeling, the memory, the meaning, remains something only humans carry. This brings us to a gentle paradox. We are all sharing the same world, and yet, we are all alone in how we experience it. That solitude is not a failure. It's not something broken, it's a quiet gift. It means your world is uniquely yours, and that no one else, no matter how close, can fully live it for you. But in recognizing this, we can also begin to honor each other's private realities. We can listen more, judge less, and create space for people to share the unseen worlds they carry. Right now, as you sit or lie down, you are surrounded by sounds, light, and air. But what's happening inside you? The way your mind is hearing this, the way your heart is responding, that's yours alone. And it's enough. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to change it. Just notice it. Let your private world be what it is, soft, shifting, and deeply real. If this gentle idea brought you peace or helped you see your mind a little more clearly, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about your unique world, where you are, what you're feeling, what private moment has stayed with you, like the video, if it helped you pause and reflect. And if you'd like to explore more quiet wonders of the mind, subscribe and return anytime. Your private reality is always waiting, gently shaping the world around you. Inner silence. Have you ever noticed that the loudest noise sometimes comes from inside your own mind? Even when the world around you is quiet, no music, no voices, no movement, your thoughts can still be rushing, tumbling, talking. But then, in a rare moment, something strange happens. The thoughts slow down. The mind feels still. You feel like you're floating in a peaceful space. If you've ever felt that kind of inner silence, even for a second, tell us where you were. Was it during A walk? Sitting alone after a long day? Share your story in the comments. And if moments like this bring you calm, remember to like the video, subscribe, and stay with us for more. The world we live in is full of sound. Cars passing, phones buzzing, people talking, clocks ticking. Even in the background, noise is always there. But the mind doesn't just hear the outside, it creates its own noise too. Thoughts about yesterday, worries about tomorrow, plans, memories, questions. The mind talks and talks, even when no one else is speaking. It can be hard to hear anything else through that mental noise. And yet, there are moments, simple, quiet moments, when all that begins to fade. Maybe it's early in the morning before the sun is up. The world is still. No one's moving yet. Maybe you're sitting by a window, just watching the sky change color. In that space, something inside you also starts to quiet down. You're not planning, you're not reacting, you're just being, breathing, noticing. And slowly the chatter in your head begins to fade, like a pond that was full of ripples, now becoming still, clear, soft. This kind of inner silence is not the same as just being quiet. It's deeper than the absence of noise. It's a peaceful presence that lives inside you. A space that feels calm, open, and safe. You don't have to force it. You don't even have to look for it. It shows up on its own when you stop chasing thoughts. When you simply sit, breathe, and allow the mind to rest. It often comes in simple places. Sitting in a park with no phone in hand. Watching rain hit the window. Lying in bed just before sleep. The moments when nothing is expected of you. No decisions, no words, just stillness. And in that stillness, you realize something very gentle. Your mind doesn't always need to be full. It can rest. It can pause. It can be soft. This might sound like something rare or difficult, but the truth is, it's always available. The mind, like the sky, has clouds of thought. But behind those clouds is always open space. You don't have to fight the clouds. You just have to let them drift. Over time, more space appears, more stillness. And in that stillness, you feel something strange and peaceful. You feel yourself, not your thoughts, not your worries, just the quiet awareness behind it all. That's what inner silence really is. It's not empty. It's full of calm, full of presence, full of gentle being. And it's often in this space that we start to feel deeply connected, not just to ourselves, but to everything around us, the trees outside, the breeze on your skin, the breath moving in and out of your body. Everything feels slower, softer, more alive. Think of how water becomes clear when it's still. If you stir it, it becomes cloudy. But when you let it settle, you can see all the way through. The mind works the same way. When it's always moving, it's hard to see clearly. But in stillness, insight rises. You begin to understand things, not with effort, but with ease. A problem you couldn't solve suddenly feels simple. A feeling you couldn't explain begins to make sense. You start to notice what really matters. This is why many people say their best thoughts come when they're not thinking too hard, while taking a shower or walking alone or just sitting in silence. When the pressure is off, the mind softens, and from that soft space something beautiful rises. No noise. Don't worry, but quiet understanding. Even your body responds to this inner silence. The breath slows down. The heartbeat becomes gentle. Muscles begin to relax. It's as if the whole system knows, we are safe now. We can let go. And in this letting go, a new kind of energy appears. Not the loud, excited energy of movement, but the deep, grounded energy of peace. This touches so many areas of life. In relationships, silence can mean comfort. You sit with someone and feel no need to fill the space with words. That kind of silence means trust. In learning, silence allows the mind to absorb. You're not just rushing to the next answer, you're letting the ideas sink in. In mental health, silence can be healing. It gives the mind time to rest, time to sort through what's happening inside, without judgment or noise. Even in the world of machines and artificial intelligence, silence is something different. A machine may process data in silence, but it doesn't experience stillness. It doesn't rest. It doesn't feel peaceful. Human silence is something else. It carries emotion, memory, and presence. It's not just the absence of sound. It's a space filled with meaning, waiting quietly, beneath the surface. This is the paradox. In a world that values doing, achieving, and talking, the most powerful moments sometimes come when we do nothing at all, when we just sit, when we just breathe, when we allow the silence inside us to speak louder than any thought. And what it says is simple. You are enough. Right now. Without change, without effort. Just as you are. So if tonight, or in the early morning, or during a break in your day, you find yourself in a moment of stillness, stay there. Let the quiet rise. Let the thoughts drift. Feel the gentle presence beneath it all. That is your inner silence. Not a void, not a lack, but a peaceful space that has been with you all along. If this thought helped you feel calm or reminded you of a quiet moment in your own life, tell us in the comments. Where were you when you felt it? What did it feel like? Your story might help someone else slow down too. If you'd like to hear more gentle thoughts like this, please like the video, subscribe, and join us again. The world outside may be noisy, but the quiet inside you is always there, waiting. Waking dream. Have you ever been sitting in a classroom, a meeting, or even just your room, and suddenly realized that for a few moments you weren't really there? Your eyes were open. You looked awake. But your mind had gently floated off somewhere else. Maybe you were thinking about the beach, or a memory, or a future that hasn't happened yet. You weren't asleep, but you weren't fully awake either. If you felt that even once, share where you were. Were you walking? Sitting near a window? Drifting off in the middle of a conversation? Let us know in the comments, and if these gentle thoughts help you rest or reflect, please like this video, subscribe, and stay with us for more. There's something quiet and strange about these in-between moments. You're awake, you know your name, you know where you are, and yet your thoughts feel soft, almost like they're coming from a dream. You might be staring out the window on a cloudy day. The trees move in the wind, the sky is gray, and your mind starts to drift. It's not trying to solve anything. It's not trying to plan. It's just wandering gently, like a leaf floating on a still lake. You are here, but also not here. This is what we might call a waking dream. It's not a full dream where your body is asleep and your mind creates whole new worlds. But it's also not full reality either. It's a space in between. And this space can feel so soft, so calm, that you don't even notice you've stepped into it. You only notice when something pulls you back, a sound, a voice, a movement, and then you return, a little surprised to remember where you are. It can happen while reading a book. Your eyes are moving across the page, but your mind has wandered into the story. You see the characters, you feel their emotions, the words disappear, and the scene comes alive. Or it happens while driving on a familiar road. You reach your destination and think, I don't even remember the last 5 minutes. Not because you were careless, but because your mind gently slipped into a rhythm, a soft daydream. These waking dreams often feel warm and comforting. They let the mind rest without turning off. You're still here, but in a lighter way. Not holding so tightly, not forcing anything. And strangely, this soft space can bring clarity. You remember something you forgot. You understand a feeling you couldn't explain. You see a problem in a new way. Not because you were thinking hard, but because you allowed yourself to drift. It's like the moment before sleep, when your body is heavy but your thoughts become light. You might imagine something that feels real, a voice, a place, a gentle idea. And then suddenly you realize you're still awake. You haven't quite crossed over into dreams, but you're close. That space is where many creative thoughts begin. Artists, writers, and thinkers often say their best ideas come from this quiet, drifting state. Not from deep concentration, but from surrendering to the soft motion of the mind. And yet, society often teaches us to avoid this, to stay focused, stay sharp, don't daydream, don't lose track. But what if losing track just a little is sometimes what we need? What if the mind, like the body, needs a place to float? A place to stretch without effort. A moment where the line between dream and reality gently fades. This doesn't mean escaping life or avoiding responsibility. It just means allowing softness, allowing mystery, allowing the mind to step back from the bright light of doing and rest in the gentle shade of being. It's in this state that we begin to notice small things, the way the light falls on the floor, the sound of your own breath, the feeling of your heartbeat, quiet and steady. These are the kinds of details we often miss when we're rushing, but in a waking dream, we feel them all. Slowly, kindly. Even machines, those built to think and act, don't have this space. They can calculate, respond, even simulate conversation. But they don't dream. Not like we do. They don't drift. They don't feel wonder. That's something only the human mind can do. To be half here, half there, to be both awake and dreaming at once. It's a strange gift, and it reminds us of something deeper, that our thoughts aren't just tools. They're stories, they're images, they're echoes from memory and whispers from imagination. This paradox, being awake but dreaming, touches everything. Our emotions, our beliefs, even how we see time. In a waking dream, 5 minutes can feel like 1, or 1 minute can hold a whole world. It teaches us that time is not always fixed, that the mind can bend it, stretch it, shape it, that our reality is more flexible than we think. And it also brings comfort, because sometimes life is loud, demands pile up, thoughts become heavy, but a waking dream offers a quiet doorway, a way to pause without fully stopping, a way to reflect without being overwhelmed. You don't need anything special to find it, not silence, not sleeping, just a little space, a little permission to drift. Next time it happens, don't rush to come back. Notice it, feel it. Let the dream unfold a little longer. What is your mind showing you? A memory? A feeling? A hope? A question? Whatever it is, trust that it came for a reason. That it rose from the quiet part of you that's always watching, always feeling, always wondering. Some people experience this while watching clouds, or while listening to soft music, or sitting alone in a room filled with late afternoon light. There's no single way to enter this space. It just happens, and when it does, you'll know, because the world will feel softer. Your thoughts will feel lighter, and something inside you will whisper, "This is the space between." So if you've ever felt this waking dream, if you've ever drifted without sleeping, imagined without effort, let us know. Tell us when it happens most for you. What does it feel like? Where does your mind go? Your story might help someone else recognize their own gentle dreams. And if this brought you calm or reminded you of a quiet moment, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us as we continue to explore these soft, beautiful questions of the mind. Because even in waking life, there are dreams, and sometimes the softest places we visit are the ones we never fully leave. Timeless moment. Have you ever had a moment that felt like it lasted forever, even though only a few seconds had passed? Maybe it was the look in someone's eyes, the stillness just before a storm, or the quiet feeling after finishing something important. It's strange how time, which usually moves so steadily, can suddenly feel like it has stopped, like the clock forgot to tick. If you felt a moment like that, one that seemed to stretch and hold you inside it, let us know in the comments. Where were you? What were you doing? And if these gentle thoughts bring you peace, please like the video and subscribe for more calm reflections like this one. There are moments in life that feel different. Not louder, not bigger, just quieter, softer, slower, as if everything around you continues, but inside, something stands still. Maybe you're walking down a road and the light hits the trees just right, or you're sitting in silence, and suddenly you feel deeply present, not thinking about what comes next, not replaying what already happened, just here, completely. These moments often come without warning. You can't plan them, you can't force them, but when they happen, you know. Because everything feels clear, not loud, not exciting, just peaceful. In this stillness, time becomes hard to measure. 1 minute might feel like 10, or 10 minutes might pass without you even noticing. It's like you step out of time for a little while. The past doesn't matter. The future doesn't press. All you have is now. This moment, this breath, this quiet awareness. And strangely, it's enough. More than enough. Think about the last time you waited for something, maybe a test result, a reply to a message, or news that could change everything. Time felt heavy then. Slow. Like every second was dragging. But then, compare that to a moment when you were truly present. Watching the sun rise. Hugging someone you love. Listening to your favorite song. In those moments, time disappears. Not because it stops, but because you stop counting. You stop chasing, you stop measuring. And that's where peace lives. It's a quiet paradox, this idea that eternity can be felt inside a single second, that the most lasting moments are often the ones we can't fully describe. A look, a feeling, a deep breath. Your brain doesn't rush to label them, it just holds them gently. And later, when you try to explain, words feel too small. You might say, "It just felt right," or "I'll never forget that feeling." But still, something deeper remains unspoken. And that's okay. Because not everything needs to be explained. Some things are meant to be felt, not understood. The brain works hard to organize time. It lines up your memories, predicts the future, and tells you what's coming next. But there are times when that pattern breaks, when thought slows down, and when it does, you get to see what's behind it all, the stillness that's always been there, waiting. This can happen in the middle of something simple: washing dishes, watching rain, sitting in traffic. Suddenly, something shifts. You notice your own breath. You hear a small sound clearly. You feel your body relax without trying. And in that space, the moment stretches. It's not long, but it feels complete. It feels full. Some people find these moments through meditation, others through music, or nature, or deep conversation. But the truth is, you don't need anything special to reach it. It's already there, underneath all the noise. It's like a calm lake beneath busy waves. You just need a small pause to see it. And even though it feels quiet and small, this kind of presence touches something very big. It reminds us of how fragile and beautiful life is, how every second matters, not because it's productive, but because it's alive. It helps with stress, with sadness, even with fear. Not by fixing anything, but by showing us that peace is not always somewhere else. Sometimes it's right here, in this breath, in this pause. Even in the world of machines and screens where everything moves fast and attention is pulled in every direction, this kind of moment still exists, and it can't be replaced, it can't be downloaded, it can't be simulated. Only your mind, your quiet, living mind, can feel it. And here's something strange. The more you try to hold on to the moment, the more it slips away. But the more you let it be, the more it stays. It's a gift you receive when you stop searching. A small door that opens when you're not looking. That's the nature of presence. It doesn't demand attention. It waits for your silence. So the next time you feel it, whether you're alone or with someone, in silence or in sound, just let it happen. Let the moment hold you. Don't rush back. Don't name it. Just stay. Breathe. Be. And know that this, right here, is enough. These timeless moments don't solve everything. They don't erase pain or bring answers, but they offer rest. They remind you that you are not only your thoughts, not only your tasks, not only your plans. You are also a quiet awareness behind it all. A part of you that doesn't move with time, but simply watches. If this feeling has ever visited you, let us know. Where were you when time stood still? What did it feel like? What do you remember most? Your story might remind someone else of their own timeless moment. It might even help someone see one that they're in right now. And if this soft reflection brought you a little stillness, a little calm, please like the video, subscribe, and stay with us. We'll keep exploring these quiet corners of the mind together. Because sometimes the greatest peace doesn't come from answers, but from the gentle feeling that, for just a moment, everything is already okay. Blind sight. Have you ever closed your eyes and suddenly noticed things you didn't before? Maybe the sound of a bird, the feeling of a gentle breeze, or the rhythm of footsteps nearby. It feels strange how sometimes, even without seeing, your mind knows. This quiet knowing can surprise us because we usually trust what our eyes show us. But what if perception is more than just sight? If you've ever had a moment like this, share it below. Where were you? What did you sense? Your experience can help others see in new ways. And if you enjoy this gentle reflection, please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Imagine someone who cannot see the world as most people do. You might think their experience is only darkness or absence, but in truth, their mind finds ways to understand what the eyes miss. They hear a voice and know if it is happy or sad. They sense movement nearby, like a shadow passing by, even without seeing it clearly. The brain in these moments becomes a quiet artist. It fills in the blanks with invisible colors, shapes, and feelings. This ability is called blind sight, and it reminds us that seeing isn't only about the eyes. Think about everyday life. When you listen to a friend's voice on the phone, you might guess their mood just from how they speak. When you walk through a familiar room with your eyes closed, you can still find the furniture without bumping into it. Or when you feel the warmth of sunlight on your skin, you see the sun through your senses. These small moments show how much the mind understands beyond the surface. This idea connects to a larger truth about how humans perceive the world. Our brains don't just passively receive images, they actively create meaning. When something is missing, the mind fills in gaps like a puzzle artist. This is true not only for those who are blind, but for all of us. Have you ever glanced at a blurry picture and seen details that weren't really there? Or heard a word but understood something different because of the way it was said? These are small examples of how the mind shapes what we know. Sometimes, this process happens without us even realizing. The brain guesses, predicts, and adjusts constantly. When you walk into a foggy morning, you don't stop moving. Instead, your senses sharpen, you listen more closely, you feel more careful. This makes you aware in new ways. The world becomes softer but richer. You might miss some colors, but gain deeper sounds and textures. This delicate balance between what is seen and unseen reflects a gentle paradox. We trust our eyes because they give us quick information, but sometimes trusting only what we see can limit us. There is a quiet power in trusting what the mind feels, senses, and imagines. This power is not just in blindness. It is in everyone's experience if we learn to listen. This truth also touches many big questions. How do we understand reality? How do we trust what our mind tells us? Can machines ever truly see or understand like humans do? As technology grows, we teach computers to recognize faces, read emotions, and predict actions. But do machines feel invisible? Can they sense the soft breath of a moment or the quiet meaning beneath a voice? These questions remind us that perception is deeply human, rich, layered, and sometimes mysterious. On a personal level, this idea can bring comfort. When you feel lost or unsure, remember that your mind holds more than what appears on the surface. Sometimes, feelings and thoughts come in shadows and whispers, not bright lights. Your brain quietly understands, even when words fail. This is part of being alive, a mix of clarity and mystery. If you've ever experienced a moment where you knew something without seeing it clearly, please share it here. Maybe you sensed a friend was near before they spoke. Maybe you felt the change in weather before you looked outside. These stories connect us. They remind us that seeing is more than just sight. It is also listening, feeling, and trusting the mind's quiet art. And if this reflection brought a little calm or wonder today, please like this video, subscribe, and stay with us for more gentle journeys. Together, we explore the soft mysteries inside us all, because sometimes the deepest vision happens when the eyes are closed and the mind opens wide. Quiet storm. Have you ever sat perfectly still and felt an inner wave of energy rise and fall, as if a gentle storm were brewing inside you? It might happen while you're waiting for a message, or sitting alone in a quiet room, or even resting after a long day. Suddenly, you sense thoughts swirling like soft gusts of wind, feelings rolling like distant thunder, and memories flashing like quiet lightning. If you've ever felt this gentle turmoil, share where you were and what it felt. Like in the comments below, let's see how many of us carry this quiet storm within. If this reflection speaks to you, please like the video and subscribe for more peaceful journeys into the mind. Beneath the calm surface of your face, your brain is alive with activity. Even when you breathe slowly or lie down for a rest, countless neurons are sending messages at incredible speed. Electrical signals move through networks, guiding your body's heartbeat, your breath, and the spark of dreams that might follow. This hidden storm is what keeps you alive, filling every cell with life's force. Yet you rarely notice it. Because the storm is soft, it rumbles in the background, just out of conscious reach, reminding you that life never truly stops, even in silence. Think of a summer night when you lie on your back and look at the sky. It seems still, infinite. Yet above, tiny molecules dance, stars burn, winds swirl. What feels like a peaceful quiet on the outside holds its own cosmic storm. In much the same way, your inner world hums with motion. When you close your eyes, you might see flashes of images, maybe a memory of a friend's laugh, or colors from a sunset. These images arise from that neural storm, painting pictures in the mind's eye without any effort on your part. This invisible tempest also shapes our feelings. Have you ever felt a sudden swell of emotion, a rush of warmth, or a wave of sadness without any clear cause? It might come as you remember a childhood promise, or imagine a future moment you long for. The brain weaves together past and future, hope and fear, in a single current of feeling. It's a storm of emotion that you can feel in your chest, yet you remain still. This gentle paradox shows how powerfully our inner life moves, even when our bodies do not. In everyday moments, waiting for a bus, sitting in a class, or listening to a friend talk, you may not realize how much is happening beneath your calm. Your brain monitors every drop in your pulse, every rise in your breath, every shift in posture. It compares your current state to thousands of past moments, looking for patterns. It prepares you to react if needed. All this is happening in whispers of electrical noise, so soft you might mistake it for empty space. But this subtle storm is your greatest ally, keeping you safe and ready. Relationships reveal this inner storm too. When you share a quiet silence with someone, you might notice that your feelings resonate, even without words. A friend's presence can calm your storm, or you might sense their unrest before they say a thing. That sense comes from your brain reading tiny signals. Tone of voice, a shift in breathing, the smallest change in posture. Your own neural storm aligns with theirs, like two weather systems coming close together. It's proof that our inner storms can meet and mingle. On a deeper level, this storm touches belief and meaning. When you face a life question, what path to take, what you truly value, your mind stirs. Thoughts swirl, doubts clash with hopes, and suddenly, you might find clarity in the middle of the tempest. The calm you seek emerges from the storm's center. It's there, waiting beneath the roar of thoughts. In philosophy and meditation, this center is often called the witness or the still point. It reminds us that power and peace can coexist, like thunder and silence woven together. Language itself feels this storm. When you speak or write, your words ride on currents of thought and feeling. Sometimes a sentence flows with ease, as if carried on a perfect breeze. Other times you struggle, caught in a tangle of ideas and emotions. That is your storm at work, sorting what to say, how to say it. Even in quiet reflection, words form in your mind, then dissolve again. This dance of ideas and language is part of the inner tempest that shapes every conversation. Our mental health is deeply tied to this hidden storm. Stress, anxiety, and worry often feel like turbulent weather inside the head. Clouds of doubt, winds of fear. But even in these rough moments, the brain is balancing chemicals and signals, seeking a return to calm. Practices like deep breathing or mindful pauses help by gently slowing the storm's pace, letting you feel the silence behind the noise. In that silence, you find strength to face the next wave. In the world of technology, we build machines that mimic our thought processes, yet they lack this storm of life. A computer might process data constantly, but it does not dream, hope, or feel anticipation. It does not rest or wonder at the stars. The quiet storm of human consciousness, mixing feeling, intuition, and awareness, remains uniquely ours. And in understanding our inner weather, we see what makes us truly alive. So next time you sit quietly, take a moment to sense the storm inside. Close your eyes and feel the rise and fall of life beneath your stillness, your heartbeat, your thoughts, your feelings. Imagine the network of currents that carry each memory and each hope. You are not empty. You are a living, breathing storm of mind and heart, softly raging in perfect balance. That knowledge brings both awe and comfort, reminding you that peace and power share the same space inside. If this gentle reflection helped you connect with your inner rhythm, let us know in the comments. When and where do you feel your quiet storm most? What sensations or thoughts accompany it? Your stories bring our community closer as we all share this hidden dance of life. And if you found calm in these thoughts, please like this video and subscribe for more explorations of the mind's soft mysteries. Until next time, may your inner storm bring you strength and peace in equal measure. Moving Stillness. Have you ever looked at a pond on a quiet day? To the eye, it seems perfectly still. No ripples break its glassy surface. It feels peaceful and unmoving. But if you could zoom in close enough, down to the tiniest parts, you'd see something quite different. Even when everything looks calm, atoms dance and move in endless motion. This hidden movement beneath the stillness is a quiet surprise. Have you ever felt this yourself? In meditation or deep focus, where your body feels calm and still, yet your mind hums softly with activity? If so, share where you were and how it felt in the comments below. Let's connect through this shared experience of gentle contradiction. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like and subscribe before we explore this peaceful paradox. This idea of stillness and motion living together might feel strange at first. We often think stillness means nothing is moving at all. But nature teaches us otherwise. Take a tree on a windless day. It looks steady, rooted deep in the earth. Yet inside its trunk and branches, sap flows slowly, carrying nourishment. Tiny cells divide and grow. Life pulses quietly within its still form. Just like the tree, your body can seem calm on the outside while life's energy flows actively within. It's a moving stillness, a gentle dance of quiet energy. In meditation, this paradox becomes clearer. When you sit quietly focusing on your breath or a single thought, your body may stop fidgeting. Your eyes may close. The outside world fades. You feel still, peaceful, yet inside your brain is very much alive. Waves of electrical signals flow across billions of neurons, creating a subtle symphony of thought and awareness. You may feel sensations, emotions, or glimpses of memories arise softly like gentle waves. This is your mind's quiet movement, happening within your calm body. Everyday life gives us many chances to notice this. Think of a moment when you are deeply focused, maybe reading a book, drawing, or solving a problem. Your hands may rest quietly, your face relaxed, but inside your mind, ideas swirl and shift. Your heart may beat steadily, but your thoughts move fast, chasing one another like clouds in the sky. In those moments, stillness and motion share the same space in perfect balance. It is a peaceful paradox that invites wonder. This moving stillness also shows up in our emotions. Imagine feeling calm on the outside, but inside your heart stirs with hope or quiet excitement. You might sit still during a conversation, yet your feelings shift like soft waves beneath the surface. This gentle coexistence reminds us that quietness is not the absence of life, but a different form of life, one that moves softly without noise or haste. When we look at this paradox more deeply, it connects to larger ideas about how we experience time and being. Life flows in moments that seem still, yet inside, change is constant. Our sense of now holds past memories and future hopes, quietly shifting beneath a calm surface. This layered movement challenges us to see stillness not as empty space, but as a living presence full of gentle motion. Language tries to capture this, but often falls short. We say stay still or be calm, implying no movement. Yet words like breathe, think, and feel remind us that life always moves inside us. In conversation, we pause and listen quietly, but inside our minds the dialogue continues. This balance of silence and thought is part of the moving stillness within language itself. Mental health is deeply connected to this peaceful paradox. When life feels overwhelming, stillness can be hard to find. But learning to rest in moving stillness, where you allow thoughts and feelings to flow without judgment, can bring relief. It's like watching leaves float on a slow river. The current moves steadily, but you remain calm on the shore. This practice helps the mind balance activity and rest, creating space for healing and peace. Even in the world of artificial intelligence, this paradox has meaning. Machines process data and perform tasks with speed and precision, yet they lack the gentle stillness that comes with being alive. AI can simulate activity, but it does not feel calm or still in the human sense. The moving stillness inside us remains a unique mystery, a dance of quiet energy that technology cannot replicate. So, the next time you find a quiet moment, try to feel this moving stillness within yourself. Close your eyes and notice your breath, steady but alive. Sense the flow of thoughts and feelings, soft and gentle like a calm river beneath the surface. You are both still and moving, peace and energy held in a delicate balance. This awareness brings a quiet joy, a deeper connection to the present moment and the life moving softly inside you. If this reflection helped you feel that gentle balance, please share your experience below. When do you notice your own moving stillness? How does it change your view of calm and energy? Your stories make this community richer as we explore these subtle mysteries together. And if you enjoyed this peaceful journey, like the video and subscribe for more gentle explorations of mind and being. Until next time, may your stillness be alive with quiet motion, and your motion hold a calm center. Virtual touch. Have you ever suddenly felt a tap on your shoulder only to turn around and find no one there? That quiet moment of surprise, when a gentle touch seems real but no one is nearby, is a mystery many of us have experienced. It feels so natural, almost like the body is playing a soft trick on the mind. These phantom touches, or virtual touches, show us how finely tuned and delicate our perception really is. If you've ever felt this, maybe in a quiet room or while lost in thought, share where you were and how it felt in the comments below. It helps us build a gentle community of shared experiences. Before we explore this more deeply, please like and subscribe to stay with us on this calm journey. This feeling of a touch that isn't there is not uncommon. Sometimes when we are deeply focused, tired, or even just resting, our brain can create sensations that feel very real. It's as if the nervous system whispers quietly to itself, painting a gentle picture of a touch where no hand exists. The nerves send signals to the brain that it interprets as contact, even without an outside trigger. It's a subtle dance of sensation and imagination. Think of it like a light breeze brushing your skin, but the breeze is born inside your own mind. Everyday life gives us small moments where this delicate illusion can happen. Imagine sitting quietly on a calm afternoon. Maybe the room is silent and you're lost in thought. Suddenly, a soft tap seems to fall on your arm or back. You might jump slightly, glance around, but no one is there. It's a little like when you feel your phone vibrate in your pocket, only to check and find no call or message. These moments gently remind us how much of what we feel depends on the brain's interpretation of signals. It's a tender paradox between what is real and what is created within. This phenomenon connects deeply to our sense of reality and trust in our own body. We often believe our senses show us the world exactly as it is. But virtual touch teaches us that perception is a beautiful blend of external signals and inner creativity. The brain weaves together information from our nerves, memories, and expectations to create the feeling of touch. Sometimes, it fills in missing pieces with gentle illusions. This blending is what allows us to experience the world as continuous and full, even when parts of the picture are incomplete. It's also a reminder of how the body and mind stay connected in surprising ways. When you are anxious or distracted, your nervous system may send signals that the brain reads differently. This can create sensations of touch, pressure, or movement that are not caused by anything outside. On the other hand, in moments of calm or meditation, the brain's quiet focus can make these sensations more noticeable, almost like a whisper from within. These experiences invite us to listen more closely to the subtle language of our own bodies. In relationships, this idea of virtual touch can take on a gentle meaning too. Have you ever felt comforted by a presence even when no one was physically there? Sometimes just thinking of a loved one or remembering their touch can create a soft feeling of warmth or pressure. This shows how deeply memories and emotions shape the way we experience touch. The brain, with its tender artistry, can recreate the feeling of closeness even across distance or time. It's a beautiful example of how connection lives inside us, beyond the limits of the physical world. When we look beyond individual experience, this gentle illusion of virtual touch touches on bigger themes like belief and trust. Our brains build stories to make sense of the world. These stories include sensations, feelings, and moments that feel real but are born from inside. This challenges us to think about how much of our reality is shared with others and how much is personal and private. The delicate web of perception teaches us humility, knowing that what we feel is true for us, even if it cannot be seen or touched by others. The language we use also reflects this paradox. We speak of feeling a presence or sensing someone near, even when they are not physically there. Words try to capture the invisible, the internal sensations that connect us. This poetic use of language reveals how deeply we experience virtual touch in everyday life. It shows how sensation and meaning intertwine, creating a rich, layered sense of reality that goes beyond what the eyes can see. Mental health is closely linked to this subtle interplay of sensation and perception. In moments of stress or loneliness, virtual touches can sometimes feel stronger or more frequent. They may bring comfort or, for some, confusion. Learning to understand these sensations without fear can help create space for healing and calm. It's a gentle reminder that the mind and body are always communicating, sometimes in whispers that ask for attention and kindness. Even in the field of artificial intelligence, this idea of virtual touch has interesting echoes. While machines can process data and simulate sensory input, they do not truly feel. They cannot create the gentle illusions or emotional warmth that human perception allows. The softness of virtual touch is a reminder of the unique and tender way our nervous systems connect us to ourselves and others. It is a subtle dance of biology and experience that remains deeply human. So next time you feel a tap that seems to come from nowhere, take a moment to notice it fully. Let it remind you of the quiet artistry inside your nervous system. Feel the delicate weaving of signals and sensations that make up your personal world of touch. You are living within a tender mystery, where reality and illusion gently meet, creating moments that are quietly beautiful. If this reflection brought calm or curiosity to your day, please share your experience below. When have you noticed these phantom touches? How do they make you feel? Your thoughts help us build a gentle space to explore these soft mysteries together. And if you enjoyed this peaceful journey into the world of sensation, please like the video and subscribe for more gentle explorations of the mind and body. Until next time, may your sense of touch be both real and gently imagined, a quiet wonder in the tapestry of your experience. Seeing silence. Have you ever noticed how silence can feel almost visible? Imagine a quiet room where the stillness feels so deep, you could almost see the calm hanging in the air. It's a strange but gentle experience. How can silence, something we usually think of as absence of sound, be something we can feel with our eyes? If you've ever experienced a moment like this, maybe in a peaceful park, a quiet evening at home, or a soft snowfall outside your window, share where you were and what it felt like in the comments below. Connecting over these quiet moments helps us build a warm community of calm and understanding. Before we explore this more, please like and subscribe to join us in this gentle journey of discovery. The idea of seeing silence might seem like a paradox at first. We usually think of silence as something to be heard, or rather, not heard. But our senses do not work alone. They often blend softly together, creating a richer experience of the world. For example, when someone uses sign language, the quiet absence of spoken words is transformed into shapes and movements that our eyes can understand. The words become visible, painted in gestures. Similarly, subtitles on a screen show speech as written language that we read instead of hear. This changes silence into something we can see and feel, opening a quiet door between sound and sight. In everyday life, we meet this blending of senses, often without thinking about it. Think about watching a beautiful sunset. There might be no sounds, no birds, no wind, but the colors and stillness can feel like a peaceful song to your mind. You might close your eyes and hear the quiet. That soft silence fills your mind with calm and warmth, almost as if your eyes are listening. This gentle exchange between senses shows us how the mind weaves together sight, sound, and feeling to create a whole, peaceful experience. This blending of senses is part of a larger dance inside the brain. Our nervous system does not keep each sense locked in a separate box. Instead, it mixes signals, connecting sight to sound, touch to taste, and more. This connection is called cross-modal perception, a beautiful way the brain enriches our understanding of the world. It helps explain how we can see silence or hear colors in certain moments. It's as if the mind is a calm artist, softly blending the senses into a smooth painting of experience. You might also notice this in relationships. When someone is quiet, but their expression is warm or their eyes are kind, you hear their silence with your heart. Sometimes, silence speaks more deeply than words. It can carry comfort, understanding, or connection without making a sound. This shows how silence is not just the absence of noise, but a presence of feeling. The paradox of seeing silence invites us to slow down and pay attention to the quiet languages that fill our lives. Language itself reflects this gentle paradox. We speak of silent messages, quiet signals, or loud silences. These phrases remind us that silence is full of meaning, even without sound. In sign language, silence becomes a rich and beautiful way to communicate. Words become shapes and movements that carry emotion and story. This shows how deeply language is tied to all our senses, not just hearing. It invites us to think about communication as a soft and flexible dance, not limited by any one sense. This paradox also touches mental health and well-being. In a noisy, busy world, finding moments of silence can bring peace and healing. But it's not only about the absence of sound, It's about feeling that silence inside, seeing it with your mind's eye. Mindfulness and meditation practices help us connect to this inner silence, using our senses in gentle new ways. They teach us to notice the quiet colors, shapes, and feelings that appear when we slow down. This peaceful silence can calm worries, ease stress, and help the mind rest. Even in the world of technology and artificial intelligence, this blending of senses is important. AI can recognize words, images, and sounds, but it does not truly feel silence or see it as we do. Our human experience of silence is more than data. It is a quiet, emotional presence that fills us softly. This gentle richness reminds us of the unique beauty of human perception, the tender way we sense and live in the world. So next time you find yourself in a quiet place, try to see the silence around you. Notice the stillness and how it fills the space like a soft light. Feel how your eyes take in that peacefulness and how your mind listens with calm. Let this moment remind you that silence is not empty. It is full of gentle shapes and quiet sounds inside your mind. If this calm reflection touched you, please share your own experiences with silence below. When have you felt silence with your eyes or heart? How did it feel to you? Your stories help us create a gentle space to explore these quiet wonders together. And if you enjoyed this peaceful journey into the art of seeing silence, please like the video and subscribe for more gentle stories about the mind and senses. Until next time, may you find calm and beauty in every silent moment that surrounds you. Real illusion. Have you ever closed your eyes and felt a warm memory wash over you? So real it felt almost like being there again? Maybe it was a quiet afternoon with a loved one, a gentle hug, or a moment of calm during a busy day. This feeling is surprising because it shows us something wonderful. Memories, which seem like just thoughts, can bring as much peace and comfort as the real moment itself. If you've ever felt this calm from a memory, share where you were and what memory helped you below. Connecting with your stories makes this quiet space feel more alive and shared. Before we explore this together, please like and subscribe to keep finding these gentle truths. It's strange to think that something we imagine, a memory or a thought, can feel so real inside us. Yet our brain doesn't always clearly separate what is happening right now from what is remembered. When you recall a peaceful moment, the same parts of your brain light up as if you are actually there again. This quiet illusion shows how close memory and reality can be. It's as if the mind holds a soft, gentle world where past moments live. Again, not just as stories, but as feelings. Everyday life gives us simple ways to understand this. Think of a cold day when you remember the warmth of sunshine. Just recalling the sun's light and heat might make you feel a little warmer inside. Or when you think about a kind word someone said to you, the calm feeling can come back, helping you face a tough moment. This soft power of memory is a gentle gift, a quiet friend that stays with us, even when the moment has passed. This idea touches many parts of our lives. In relationships, memories can be bridges across distance and time. Even when a loved one is far away or no longer here, the memory of their smile or voice can bring comfort. The brain's ability to create this real illusion connects us deeply to each other. It shows how love and connection live not only in what we see or touch, but also in what we hold quietly inside. Language itself carries this paradox. We often speak of reliving moments, or say a memory feels fresh. These words remind us how memory is not just a faded picture, but a living experience. The mind tells stories that feel close and true, blurring the line between what is past and what is now. This gentle blending invites us to honor our memories as real parts of our inner world. Mental health is another place where this soft illusion matters. When life feels hard or lonely, memories can be a source of calm and strength. They help us feel safe when the present is uncertain. Sometimes people use visualization or guided memories and healing practices to find peace inside themselves. These moments show how the mind's quiet illusions are tools for comfort and resilience. They remind us that what feels real to us even inside our minds, can help us heal and grow. Even in the world of artificial intelligence, this paradox is fascinating. AI can store data and replay information, but it doesn't truly feel or relive moments. The human brain's gentle illusion of memory is tied to emotion and meaning, something machines cannot replicate. This difference highlights the tender uniqueness of human experience, how our minds quietly bring past moments alive, not just as facts, but as feelings that shape who we are. So next time you find yourself wrapped in a comforting memory, take a moment to feel its quiet power. Let it remind you that inside you lives a gentle world where the past softly lives again. This real illusion is a gift that connects you to yourself and to others, across time and space. If this reflection brought you calm or curiosity, please share your own memory stories below. When has a memory felt so real it helped you find peace? Your thoughts help create a gentle space where we can explore these soft mysteries together. And if you enjoyed this peaceful journey inside the mind, please like the video and subscribe for more gentle explorations of thought and feeling. Until next time, may your memories bring you quiet comfort, and may the real illusions inside your mind always feel like gentle friends. Free prison. Have you ever felt like your mind is a place of endless freedom, where you can travel anywhere, dream anything, and imagine without limits? Yet at the same time, have you noticed how sometimes your thoughts feel stuck, circling the same worries or feelings again and again? This surprising feeling, that we are both free and bound inside our own minds, is something many of us know, but rarely stop to think about. If you've ever felt this gentle tug between freedom and being trapped inside your thoughts, please share where you are right now, or what thoughts are running through your mind. It helps to know we're not alone in this quiet, invisible struggle. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe for more calming and thoughtful journeys like this. Our minds are remarkable. They can create whole worlds with just a thought. You can imagine a sunny beach, a mountain hike, or a conversation with a friend far away. In this space, you seem to fly free, no boundaries or fences. Yet, the very same mind that gives you this freedom also sets the limits. It's as if you are soaring in the sky, but the sky itself is made of the very thoughts you fly through. This is the gentle paradox of the free prison. Think of it like a garden surrounded by a fence. Inside the garden, you have space to walk, explore, and enjoy flowers, birds, and sunshine. But the fence keeps you from wandering beyond it. In your mind, the garden is your imagination, and the fence is the brain's patterns, its habits, memories, and rules. You are free inside the garden, but the garden is also the boundary. Everyday life shows us this paradox too. When preparing for an exam, you can think freely about any subject, but your thoughts often return to the same topics, the same worries about passing or failing. When talking with a friend, you may feel open and free to express yourself, but deep inside, old fears or habits shape what you say or keep you from saying certain things. This dance between freedom and limits is quiet, but real. This paradox touches the very way we believe and understand ourselves. Many people dream of total freedom, freedom from stress, from rules, or even from their own minds. Yet, our brains are built to work in patterns. These patterns keep us safe and help us learn, but they can also feel like gentle chains. It's not a harsh prison, but a soft one, made of invisible thoughts and feelings. Recognizing this can help us be kinder to ourselves when our minds feel stuck. Language helps us explore this too. We talk about being free thinkers or feeling trapped in our own heads. These phrases show the mystery of our minds. Freedom and constraint live side by side in our words, just as they do in our experience. This gentle contradiction invites us to pause and listen carefully to our own thoughts, noticing when they help and when they hold us back. Mental health is deeply connected to this free prison. Sometimes, when anxiety or sadness visits, the mind's patterns tighten, like stronger fences. Thoughts race in circles, and it feels harder to find freedom inside. But with gentle care, awareness, and sometimes help, those fences can soften or open. Practices like meditation or mindful breathing teach us how to notice the boundaries without feeling trapped by them. They show us how to walk freely inside the garden, even when the fence is still there. In the world of artificial intelligence, this idea takes on a new shape. AI can follow many rules and patterns, but it does not have freedom in the human sense. It cannot dream or imagine beyond its programming. Our minds, even with their limits, hold a special kind of freedom, a freedom tied to feeling, creativity, and choice. This sets us apart, and it's a beautiful, mysterious gift. So next time you feel your thoughts flowing freely or catching like a bird in a net, remember this quiet paradox. You are both free and gently bound, soaring and grounded, all within the same mind. This gentle tension is part of what makes being human so rich and deep. If this reflection speaks to you, please share your own experiences or thoughts in the comments. When have you felt free inside your mind? And when have you felt gently held back? Your story helps us all feel a little less alone in this silent dance. And if you found peace or curiosity here, please like this video and subscribe to join more gentle explorations of thought and feeling. Until next time, may your mind's garden grow with both freedom and gentle fences that keep you safe and curious. Hidden drivers. Have you ever made a choice and later wondered why you decided that way? Maybe you picked one route home without thinking, or suddenly felt drawn to talk to someone without knowing why. It can feel strange, like invisible hands, guiding us quietly behind the scenes. If you've ever felt this gentle pull or hidden nudge in your life, share where you are right now or a moment when you noticed it. It's comforting to know others feel these quiet currents too. Before we begin, please like and subscribe if you enjoy exploring these soft mysteries together. Beneath our clear thoughts, deep inside the mind, there are currents moving quietly. These hidden drivers shape many of our choices without us even realizing. It's like an ocean where the surface looks calm and steady, but below, unseen waves and currents gently push and pull. Our conscious mind is the surface, but under it, quiet impulses guide us in ways we cannot fully explain. This is the mystery of the hidden drivers. Think about a simple day when you choose what to eat or where to walk. You might believe you made the choice freely, but often subtle feelings or past experiences are steering you. Maybe you avoid a certain street because it reminds you of something uncomfortable, or you reach for a food that makes you feel safe. These are quiet influences working beneath your awareness, softly shaping what you do. This idea shows up in many parts of life. When studying for exams, sometimes you focus on certain topics without deciding to do so. Your mind chooses what feels important or interesting, even if you are not fully aware of why. In relationships, small gestures or words can trigger feelings you don't expect. You might find yourself smiling at a memory or stepping back from a situation without knowing the full reason. These hidden drivers are always at work, quietly guiding us. These subtle forces touch deep questions about how much control we truly have. We like to believe we make clear choices, but the truth is more gentle and complex. Our minds are filled with layers, some clear and bright, others hidden and soft. Understanding this helps us be more patient with ourselves when we feel confused or pulled in different directions. Language reflects this mystery as well. We say things like gut feeling or intuition, words that hint at something beyond clear thought. These expressions show that part of us knows things quietly and softly before we do. It's like an inner voice speaking through feelings or sensations, guiding us gently. In mental health, these hidden drivers are important too. Sometimes when people feel anxious or sad, it's because these quiet forces are pushing old worries or fears to the surface. Becoming aware of these hidden currents helps in healing. Therapies often guide us to listen gently to what lies beneath. Conscious thought to find peace with the parts of ourselves we do not always see. Even in artificial intelligence, the idea of hidden drivers is interesting. Machines can follow clear instructions, but they don't have the subtle, quiet inner feelings or impulses humans do. The mind's hidden currents are tied to emotion and experience, something AI cannot fully understand or replicate. This difference reminds us how rich and mysterious human thought truly is. So next time you notice a small choice or feeling that seems to come from nowhere, remember the hidden drivers at work inside you. These quiet currents connect the surface of your mind to its deep, unseen depths. They remind us that beneath our calm, simple actions, there is a soft mystery gently shaping who we are. If this reflection speaks to you, please share your own moments of quiet guidance in the comments. When have you felt a gentle pull you couldn't explain? Your stories help us all feel less alone in these hidden parts of the mind. And if you enjoyed this peaceful exploration, please like this video and subscribe for more gentle journeys into thought and feeling. Until next time, may your hidden drivers guide you softly and kindly through life's quiet waters. Logical emotion. Have you ever made a decision that felt completely logical, only to realize later that your feelings were quietly guiding you all along? It's a strange but familiar experience. The calm, clear choice you believed was purely reason might actually be deeply rooted in emotion. If you felt this gentle mix of mind and heart, I invite you to share where you are right now or a moment when you noticed how your feelings shaped your thinking. It's a subtle connection we all share. Before we explore this idea further, please like this video and subscribe if you enjoy thoughtful reflections like this. At first, logic and emotion may seem like two very different things. Logic feels steady and clear, like a well-planned path. Emotion feels soft and unpredictable, like a flowing river. But these two are closer than we might think. Imagine a tree on a quiet day. The branches stretch out, strong and clear, reaching toward the sky. Those branches are like our thoughts, ideas, plans, decisions. But the roots beneath the soil, hidden and unseen, are just as important. They feed and support the branches, keeping the tree alive. Those roots are like our emotions, quietly nourishing every thought we have. Think about a simple moment in daily life. Maybe you decide what to wear in the morning. On the surface, it might seem like a practical choice. The weather is cold, so you pick a jacket. But underneath, your feelings about comfort, mood, or memories attached to that jacket influence the decision. Perhaps you reach for a warm sweater because it reminds you of a happy day or makes you feel safe. Your emotions are the quiet roots supporting your logical choice. This mix of feeling and thought also shows up in relationships. When talking to someone you care about, you might respond calmly and thoughtfully. Yet your emotions are gently shaping what you say and how you listen. You might choose words that feel kind and supportive because your heart is quietly guiding your logic. This is a beautiful paradox. Even the most reasoned decisions come from a place deeply connected to feeling. In times of stress, the connection between logic and emotion becomes clearer. You might try to stay calm and think clearly, but inside, your emotions are stirring quietly. These feelings can push you to act or hold back, shaping your choices, without making noise. Recognizing this helps us be kinder to ourselves when we feel confused or overwhelmed. It reminds us that emotions are not obstacles to logic, but the very foundation of it. Language also reflects this blend. We say things like, "I feel this is the right choice," or "My heart tells me so," words that mix thought and feeling naturally. These expressions show how we experience logic not just as cold facts, but as ideas wrapped in emotion. This soft blending is part of what makes human thought so rich and meaningful. Mental health teaches us the importance of this gentle balance. When emotions are hidden or ignored, our thinking can become stuck or unclear. But when we allow ourselves to feel deeply and listen to our emotions, our logic becomes stronger and wiser. Therapy and mindfulness often guide us to recognize and honor this connection, helping us find peace and clarity. Even in the world of artificial intelligence, this idea stands out. Computers and algorithms can follow strict logic, but they do not feel. They lack the quiet emotional roots that nourish human thinking. This difference reminds us of the special, tender nature of our minds, how emotion and logic come together to create understanding and meaning. So next time you make a calm, logical choice, Pause for a moment. Notice the quiet feeling supporting your thought, like roots beneath the surface. This gentle awareness connects us to the soft, deep parts of ourselves that quietly guide every step. If this idea speaks to you, please share your experience in the comments. When have you noticed your feelings quietly shaping your logic? Your stories help us all feel more connected to the beautiful, complex blend of mind and heart. And if you enjoyed this calming reflection, please like this video and subscribe for more gentle journeys into thought and feeling. Until next time, may your emotions nourish your logic softly and kindly every day. Effortless Struggle. Have you ever worked hard to learn something new, only to find that later it feels so natural you hardly have to think about it? Maybe learning to ride a bike, play a song, or even tie your shoes felt tough at first, but once you got it, it became easy, almost like magic. If you've ever experienced this strange mix of struggle and ease, I'd love to hear about it. Where are you watching from? Have you had a moment when something difficult suddenly became simple? Please share your story in the comments below. And if you enjoy these quiet reflections, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more peaceful explorations. This paradox, where effort leads to effortless flow, is something our brains do all the time. When we start learning a new skill, it often feels hard. Our minds and bodies work overtime, making many mistakes and needing lots of focus. But beneath this struggle, the brain is quietly rewiring itself. It builds new connections, like small paths through a forest. At first, the paths are rough and rocky, but with practice, they smooth out. Think about riding a bike as a clear example. At first, every movement feels awkward. You wobble, you fall, and your mind is full of thoughts. Balance, pedal, steer. But after practicing, your brain has built strong paths that help you do these actions automatically. Suddenly you can ride without thinking much at all. The struggle was real, but now it feels effortless. This is a quiet miracle happening inside us all the time. This idea also shows up in many daily tasks. Learning to type on a keyboard, cooking, a new recipe, or even having a difficult conversation can feel tough at first. But as we keep trying, those tasks become easier, almost automatic. The brain is training itself to move from hard work to smooth flow. It's a dance between effort and ease, where each supports the other. The balance between effort and ease is also a lesson about patience and trust. When things feel difficult, it's easy to get discouraged or want to give up. But this paradox reminds us that the effort is part of the process. The hard work is not wasted. It's quietly shaping our ability to move forward with ease later. Like a seed planted in the dark soil, our efforts grow into strength beneath the surface. In relationships, this balance can be seen too. Building trust or understanding with someone can take time and patience. At first, conversations might feel strained or confusing, but as we keep listening and sharing, a gentle ease grows. The connection becomes natural, flowing, and comforting. This shows us how effort and ease are not enemies, but partners in life. Language itself reflects this dance. We use phrases like, "practice makes perfect," or "easy come, easy go," which capture how effort and ease move together. These sayings remind us that effort is not just struggle, but a quiet, steady path toward mastery and peace. In mental health, this paradox has deep meaning. Healing often involves working through difficult feelings or thoughts. It can be tiring and hard to face pain, but with time, this effort can lead to moments of calm and clarity where things feel lighter and easier. This process is a gentle reminder that struggle and peace live side by side. Even artificial intelligence echoes this idea in a way. Machines learn through repeated trials and errors, gradually improving performance. What starts as slow and clumsy becomes smooth and fast. While AI doesn't feel effort or ease like humans do, its process shows a kind of quiet transformation that mirrors our own learning. So next time you find yourself struggling with something new, remember this quiet paradox. Your effort is not in vain. It's the soft work of building a path that will carry you forward with grace and ease. This gentle balance is the hidden heart of mastery and growth. If this thought touches you, please share your experiences below. When have you felt the shift from struggle to ease? Your stories help us all feel connected in this shared human journey. And if you enjoyed this peaceful reflection, please like this video and subscribe for more calming explorations. Until next time, may your efforts gently lead you toward effortless flow in all you do. Frozen impulse. Have you ever felt an urge to act, to jump up, to speak out, or to move forward, only to suddenly stop yourself? It's like your body is ready, but your mind quietly holds the brakes. This moment, when the gas pedal is pressed, but the car doesn't move, is a strange but familiar experience. If you have ever paused just before action, wondering why, I invite you to share where you are watching from, and if you have noticed this gentle hesitation in your own life. Before we dive deeper, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. If you appreciate calm reflections like this frozen impulse is a quiet dance between will and control. Our bodies can signal readiness, a sudden burst of energy or excitement, while the mind, like a careful conductor, holds back. Imagine standing at the edge of a calm lake. You feel the urge to dive in because the water looks inviting and cool, but something inside you pauses, asking, "Not yet." That still moment before you leap is the frozen impulse, a subtle pause between desire and action. In everyday life, we encounter this dance often. Think about a time when you wanted to speak up during a conversation but chose to stay silent. Maybe you felt the words rise in your throat, but your mind gently said, "Hold on." Or when you felt ready to leave a room or a situation, but a soft inner voice asked you to wait a moment longer. This is the brain's way of balancing action, with awareness letting us act thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This pause can also appear during moments of stress or fear. When we are startled or anxious, our bodies prepare to run or fight, but sometimes the mind stops us. This freeze is a natural response that gives us a chance to assess the situation before moving. It's a delicate moment when instinct meets reason, showing how complex and gentle our inner world truly is. In relationships, frozen impulses shape how we respond to others. You might feel the urge to react quickly in a disagreement, but your mind slows you down. This pause can save a harsh word or a rushed decision. It's the space where empathy and understanding grow, allowing for calmer, kinder choices. This quiet balance between impulse and restraint is part of what helps us connect deeply with others. Language reflects this subtle dance too. We say things like "hold your horses" or "wait a moment," phrases that remind us to pause before acting. These sayings show how cultures understand the wisdom in stopping, even when the urge to move is strong. This gentle pause is part of how we navigate life with care and intention. Mental health also highlights the importance of frozen impulses. Sometimes this pause can feel frustrating, a hesitation that keeps us stuck or uncertain. But with mindfulness, we learn to honor this moment as a chance to listen inwardly. It becomes a gentle space where we can choose how to respond rather than reacting automatically. This soft pause can bring peace and clarity in difficult times. Even in technology and artificial intelligence, this idea has its place. Machines act quickly, following commands without hesitation. But humans have this unique ability to pause, reflect, and decide. This frozen impulse is a reminder of the deep wisdom in our minds, a gentle break that guides us toward thoughtful action. So, next time you feel ready to move but find yourself stopping, notice this quiet dance. It's not a failure or a block, but a natural and kind part of how we live. This soft pause holds space for care, thought, and calmness, even in moments of motion. If this idea speaks to you, please share your stories below. When have you felt this gentle stop before action? Your experiences help us all feel connected in the shared rhythm of pause and movement. And if you found this reflection soothing, please like this video and subscribe for more calming journeys into the mind's quiet wonders. Until next time, may your frozen impulses guide you gently and wisely through every moment. Fluid self. Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like the person staring back is both familiar and a little different from yesterday. It's a quiet, mysterious feeling that who you are is not fixed, but somehow still the same. If you've ever noticed this gentle change in yourself or others, I'd love to hear where you're watching from and how you experience this natural flow of self. Before we explore this more deeply, please consider liking this video and subscribing if you enjoy calm reflections on life's subtle mysteries. Our sense of self is like a river flowing through time. Each day, the water moves, shifting shape, sometimes rushing, sometimes still. In the same way, our personality and thoughts change bit by bit, shaped by new experiences, feelings, and choices. Yet beneath this flow, there is a steady current, a core part of us that remains constant, quietly holding everything together. Think about how the weather changes day by day. Some mornings bring bright sunshine and warmth, while others arrive with soft rain or fog. Even though the weather shifts, the landscape stays the same. Our self works similarly. We might feel cheerful one day and calm the next, or curious and quiet. But the ground beneath us, our inner sense of who we are, is steady. At school or work, this fluid self shows in small ways. Maybe you learn something new that changes how you think or feel about a problem. Maybe a conversation with a friend shifts your mood or outlook. These moments slowly reshape the person you are, like tiny drops of water adding to a river. Each drop is small alone, but together they create a flowing stream that moves forward through life. Relationships reveal this flow too. We grow and change as we meet new people, share stories, and open ourselves to connection. Sometimes we might surprise those close to us, or even ourselves, by reacting differently than before. This gentle shifting is a sign that we are alive, adapting, and learning. Even as we move, the core of ourself stays like a calm center, holding us steady through change. Language captures this paradox well. We say things like, "I'm feeling different today," or "I'm still me but not quite the same." These simple phrases recognize how we can be both changing and constant. They remind us that identity isn't a rigid box, but a flowing river, always moving, yet always ours. Mental health shows how important this fluidity is. Sometimes we struggle, when change feels too fast or when the core of ourselves feels hard to find. But with gentle care, mindfulness, and time, we learn to embrace this flow. We discover that being fluid doesn't mean losing ourselves, but growing with kindness and patience. This understanding can bring comfort and hope, especially in difficult moments. Even in the world of technology and artificial intelligence, this idea finds meaning. Machines can process data quickly, but do not change who they are. Humans, on the other hand, are constantly evolving. This fluid self is a sign of life itself, a beautiful ongoing dance between change and constancy. So, when you feel different from one day to the next, remember this quiet flow within you. It is the gentle movement of your true self, shifting and growing like water in a stream, steady at its core, but always alive. If this idea touches you, please share your thoughts and experiences below. Your stories help us all feel connected in this shared journey of change and stability. And if you find peace in these reflections, please like this video and subscribe for more soothing explorations into the mysteries of the mind. Until next time, may your fluid self carry you gently and surely through every day. Inner other, have you ever caught yourself thinking in someone else's voice, as if a friend or family member was whispering advice inside your mind? Picture a moment when you felt a wave of warmth because a kind word from someone you love echoed gently in your heart, even if they were miles away. If you've ever sensed another person's presence inside your thoughts, in the tone you use, the comfort you feel, or the idea that guides you, please share in the comments where you were and whose voice you carried with you. Let's build a map of these inner echoes together. If this reflection brings you calm, tap the like button, and remember to subscribe for more gentle explorations of the mind. Deep inside each of us, there is a quiet tapestry, woven from the threads of the people we have met and loved. When you remember a parent's gentle laugh, a teacher's patient encouragement, or a friend's comforting hug, those moments do more than stay in memory. They become part of you, shaping your own voice and guiding your ways of seeing the world. You might notice this when you find yourself offering kindness in the same way someone once offered it to you, or when you console yourself with words you once heard from another's lips. These are the pieces of the inner other, fragments of everyone who has touched you, carried forward within your own being. Imagine walking down a familiar street and suddenly feeling a rush of gratitude because you hear in your mind the calm urging of someone who once helped you through hard times. You might smile to yourself even though no one else is around. This feeling is not magic. It is the mind's gentle blending of others into your own story. Each connection you make adds a brushstroke to your inner canvas, coloring your thoughts and emotions in subtle ways. The more people you meet and care for, the richer this inner world becomes. It guides you toward compassion, reminding you of the warmth and kindness you have received and encouraging you to pass it on. In daily life, the inner other shows up in small, unexpected ways. You might find yourself using a phrase your grandmother often said or choosing a path home because it reminds you of a conversation with a friend. During exams or a tough project, you may hear the steady confidence of a coach or mentor pushing you forward, as if they stand beside you once more. Even when you brush your teeth or tie your shoes, you carry with you the simple routines taught by someone who cared enough to teach you. These gentle currents of influence shape every corner of your world, often without you even realizing. This quiet blending of selves speaks to something deeply meaningful about what it means to be human. We are not islands. Our minds are porches where many guests have sat and their voices still echo. In relationships, this creates a soft mirror. We recognize parts of ourselves in others, and we carry parts of them within us. When you listen to someone who has never met your friend, you may find yourself nodding because your friend's laughter taught you how to listen. In this way, the inner other weaves connections across time and space, binding us together in a shared tapestry of memory and influence. On a deeper level, this paradox touches belief and identity. We like to think of ourselves as single, separate people. Yet, inside, we are gatherings of voices, sometimes kind, sometimes challenging, sometimes wise, and sometimes playful. In spiritual traditions, people talk about ancestors or guides whose wisdom lives inside us. Whether you view this as metaphor or as real, the inner other invites us to honor the many lives that have shaped our own. It asks us to sit quietly and listen to the blend of voices in our hearts, to find which ones bring peace and growth, and to let go of those that do not serve our well-being. Language captures this blending too. We speak of thinking of you, carrying your words, or feeling you near. Phrases that hint at the living presence of others inside our minds. These expressions remind us that language is more than a tool for communication. It is a vessel for memory, emotion, and connection. When you choose your words, you are echoing all the conversations and teachings that have touched you. Your voice becomes the gentle chorus of everyone you have ever known, softly guiding you step by step. The inner other also plays a role in mental health and healing. In moments of loneliness or anxiety, remembering the steady calm of someone who cared for you can bring comfort and resilience. Therapists sometimes encourage clients to recall the supportive voices in their lives, using those memories as inner anchors when the present feels stormy. This practice shows how compassion can live inside us, ready to soothe our own wounds. We become our own gentle caretakers, guided by the kindness taught by others. Even in the world of artificial intelligence, the idea of carrying others within us stands out as uniquely human. AI can process patterns of speech and behavior, but it cannot truly carry the warmth of a grandmother's smile or the subtle hope in a friend's encouragement. Machines lack the living tapestry of personal connection that we weave with every person we meet. The inner other reminds us of the irreplaceable value of human relationships, the invisible threads that tie our hearts together across time and distance. So, as you move through your day, take a moment to listen inwardly. Notice which voices rise first when you face a choice or a challenge. Whose laughter or advice guides your feet? Who comforts you when you need rest? These are the pieces of the inner other, quiet companions carried gently within your mind. They are part of your strength, your wisdom, and your compassion. If this reflection resonated with you, please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Whose voice have you carried inside you most often, and how has it shaped your journey? Your stories bring our community closer, reminding us that we are never truly alone inside our own minds. And if you found peace or wonder in this exploration, tap the like button and subscribe for more gentle reflections on the heart's quiet mysteries. Until next time, may the inner other bring you warmth, guidance, and a sense of shared humanity wherever you go. Shared Solitude. Have you ever found yourself sitting quietly at night, feeling completely alone, only to realize that your thoughts and feelings are not so unique? Imagine looking up at a sky full of stars, and knowing that millions of people, in places far and near, are also gazing up, feeling something similar, a quiet awe, a gentle calm, or maybe even a soft sadness. It's strange to think that in your most private moments, when you seem most separated from the world, you might actually be deeply connected to others. If you've ever felt this sense of shared solitude, please tell me where you were and what you were feeling in the comments below. Your story might help others feel less alone tonight. If this thought touches your heart, please like the video and subscribe for more peaceful journeys into the mysteries of the mind. Solitude is often thought of as being completely by yourself, separate from others. It feels like a place where no one else can reach you. Yet, there is a gentle paradox. In our quietest moments, we are not truly alone. Think of a song that comforts you, a poem that speaks to your soul, or a book that seems to understand you perfectly. These are not just words on a page or notes in the air. They are bridges that connect you to countless others who have felt the same way. They remind us that our inner world, even in silence, flows alongside the inner worlds of many others. In this way, solitude becomes shared. Consider a rainy afternoon when you sit by the window, watching drops race down the glass. You might feel a soft melancholy or peaceful calm, emotions that have been felt by people around the world for centuries. Someone in another country, perhaps far away, is sitting by their own window, watching their own rain, feeling something very much like you. This invisible thread connects you through time and space, weaving together many lives into one quiet experience. The paradox is that solitude and connection live side by side, like two wings of the same bird. In everyday moments, this paradox shows up in simple ways. When you struggle with an exam, you might think you are the only one feeling the pressure. Yet students everywhere share this same tension. When you feel nervous about a conversation or a decision, remember that so many others have walked this path and felt the same quickening of the heart. Even in relationships, there are times when you feel alone with your thoughts, but the emotions you carry are shared by people all around you. This common ground helps us feel seen, even when we are silent. On a deeper level, the idea of shared solitude touches many parts of our lives. It asks us to rethink what it means to be alone. In some spiritual traditions, solitude is not empty or lonely, but filled with the presence of all beings. The quiet moments are spaces where the self meets something larger, a collective breath, a universal rhythm. This can bring comfort, reminding us that even when no one is physically near, we are held by invisible hands, by the feelings and stories of others. Language itself carries the echo of shared solitude. We talk about feeling alone together, or missing someone even when they are close. These expressions hint at the delicate dance between being apart and being connected. Poems and songs often capture this feeling perfectly, using words and sounds that seem to speak directly to the heart. When you listen to a familiar melody or read a verse that moves you, you are joining a conversation that spans many lives and places. This is the quiet power of shared solitude, the way it turns silence into a soft gathering. This paradox also plays a role in mental health. During hard times, people often feel isolated, as if no one can understand their pain. But connecting to art, music, or stories can remind us that others have felt similarly and have found ways through. Therapists encourage finding these connections as part of healing, because shared solitude offers hope and reduces the heavy weight of isolation. It's a gentle reminder that we are part of a larger human story, even when we cannot see it clearly. Even in technology, the feeling of shared solitude can be found. Social media, music streaming, and global broadcasts allow us to join moments of stillness together. Though the screen may separate us, the emotions and experiences flow across networks, connecting hearts around the world. Still, this digital connection is just a reflection of something older and deeper, the natural human need to belong, even in silence. So tonight, as you sit quietly, remember this paradox. Your solitude is shared by many. The feelings in your heart echo in others, across cities, countries, and oceans. You are part of a vast, gentle web of connection that holds all of us. Let this thought bring calm and comfort, like a soft blanket wrapping you in a quiet embrace. If this reflection has touched you, please share your own moments of shared solitude in the comments. Where were you? What connected you to others when you thought you were alone? Your words build a community of quiet hearts, reminding us all that we are never truly alone. And if this gentle journey brought you peace, tap the like button and subscribe for more thoughtful explorations of life's quiet mysteries. Until next time, may your moments of solitude feel soft, shared, and full of calm. Silent self. Have you ever found yourself in a moment where no words are spoken, yet your mind feels deeply heard? Imagine sitting quietly, taking a slow breath, and sensing a conversation happening inside you, without a single sound leaving your lips. It feels almost like speaking and listening all at once, in a gentle, wordless way. If you have experienced these silent talks with yourself, I'd love to hear where you were and what you felt in the comments below. Sharing your moments helps us build a quiet community, connected even in silence. If this idea speaks to you, please like the video and subscribe for more peaceful reflections on the mind. We often think of communication as something that needs words, spoken out loud or written down. But sometimes the most meaningful conversations happen without language. A deep breath can soothe a restless heart. A soft smile can calm a racing mind. These silent expressions hold a special kind of understanding, one that does not depend on grammar or phrases. Inside, your mind becomes both the speaker and the listener, creating a gentle dialogue that is entirely your own. Picture a quiet morning when the world is still and you sit with your thoughts. You might notice your breath slowing down, your body relaxing, and a peaceful sense rising inside. There are no words needed to tell your mind to be calm, it simply understands. This silent self-communication is a natural way we care for ourselves. It reminds us that even in moments of stillness, our inner world is alive and listening. In everyday life, these silent conversations happen more often than we realize. Before a test, you might take a slow breath and tell yourself quietly, "I can do this." When waiting for a call or message, you might smile softly, feeling hope without saying a word. During difficult times, a moment of silence can help you sort feelings that are hard to express. This unspoken talk is a gentle rhythm that supports your mind, like a calm river flowing beneath your thoughts. This quiet form of self-connection reveals something deeper about who we are. It shows that language, while powerful, is only one part of how we understand ourselves. Much of what happens inside the mind is felt, sensed, and shared silently. In this way, the silent self holds a whole conversation that doesn't rely on words. It is a space where your feelings and thoughts meet softly, without pressure or noise. Beyond personal moments, this idea touches many areas of life. It challenges how we think about communication and connection. Even in relationships, some of the most powerful exchanges are wordless: a look, a touch, or a shared silence. These moments remind us that silence can carry meaning just as strongly as speech. They invite us to listen more carefully to what is unspoken, both in ourselves and in others. In mental health, the silent self can be a source of healing. When life feels overwhelming, finding quiet moments to simply breathe and listen inwardly helps calm anxiety and stress. Therapists often encourage mindfulness and meditation for this reason, to create space where silent understanding can grow. These practices nurture the silent conversation inside, building strength and peace without the need for words. This paradox also reaches into technology and artificial intelligence. Computers and AI use codes and data, but they cannot fully grasp the silent self, the unspoken feelings and quiet reflections that make us human. This reminds us how unique and precious our inner silence is, a gentle place that machines cannot touch. It calls us to appreciate the soft conversations within ourselves as a special kind of wisdom. So next time you find a quiet moment, notice the silent talk happening inside. Your mind is both speaking and listening in a peaceful, wordless way. This quiet conversation is a gentle friend, always ready to calm and understand you. Let yourself rest in this stillness and feel the quiet strength it brings. If this reflection on the silent self has touched you, please share your experiences below. Where do you find your quiet talks? How does silence help you? Your stories help us all feel connected in this calm space. And if you enjoyed this peaceful journey, please tap the like button and subscribe for more gentle explorations of the mind's quiet mysteries. Until we meet again, may your silent self bring you calm and comfort. Unknown known. Have you ever had the feeling that you know something important, but you just can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe it's a face you recognize but can't name, or a word that hovers at the edge of your mind, just out of reach. This strange experience is more common than you might think. It feels like a quiet whisper inside, telling you there is knowledge there, but it stays hidden, just beyond full understanding. If you've ever had this feeling, I'd love to hear where you were and what you were thinking. Sharing these moments helps us realize we're not alone in this mysterious part of our minds. If this resonates with you, please like this video and subscribe for more gentle explorations of the mind's subtle wonders. We often think knowledge is something clear and easy to explain, but sometimes we carry wisdom inside us that we cannot fully express. This unknown known lives in the quiet corners of our memory. It is the part of our mind that holds facts, feelings, or experiences that have not yet come into full view. It is like a secret library in our brain, filled with books we haven't opened yet. The answer is there, just waiting to be discovered. Imagine you are trying to remember a friend's name. You see their face clearly in your mind, their smile, the way they laugh. But the name won't come. It is frustrating and a little strange, yet it shows something important about how our mind works. The brain stores memories and information in many layers. Some of these layers are easy to reach. Others are deeper, hidden just beneath the surface. Your mind is always working quietly, even when you don't realize it. This idea is not just about names or simple facts. It applies to feelings and instincts, too. Sometimes you might feel a certain way about a person or situation, but cannot explain why. There is a hidden wisdom in your mind guiding you gently, but it speaks softly, through a sense or a hunch. This quiet knowledge helps you make choices, even when you don't have all the answers. Let's think about everyday moments that show this. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt you should be careful, even if everything looks fine? Or met someone new and felt a strange familiarity, like you had met before? These feelings come from parts of your mind that know more than your conscious self. They remind us that we are wiser inside than we often give ourselves credit for. This paradox touches many deeper themes. It shows how our mind is a vast and complex place. Language and memory only capture part of who we are. Much of what shapes our thoughts and feelings stays silent, hidden beneath awareness. This challenges our idea of how much control we really have. Sometimes we are guided by unknown forces within, quiet but strong. This quiet wisdom also connects to belief. People often say, "Trust your gut," or "Listen to your heart." These sayings point to the unknown known, the inner knowledge that helps us make decisions beyond logic or clear facts. It teaches us to be patient with ourselves, to allow time for hidden truths to surface gently, without force. In mental health, understanding this hidden wisdom can be healing. Sometimes, when emotions feel confusing, it helps to pause and listen quietly, The answers may not come all at once, but unfold slowly, like a flower opening. Mindfulness and meditation encourage this gentle listening, creating space for unknown knowledge to emerge. This silent wisdom can guide us toward calm and clarity in difficult times. Even in technology and artificial intelligence, this idea has meaning. Machines can process data and provide answers quickly, but they do not have the quiet inner knowing that humans do. AI cannot sense the hidden memories or feelings waiting just below the surface. This reminds us how special the human mind is, with its gentle mysteries and wisdom that cannot be rushed or fully explained. So next time you feel something on the edge of your mind, a face you recognize, a feeling you can't explain, remember this quiet knowledge is part of you. It is a soft light shining in the shadows, waiting patiently to be seen. Trust that your mind holds more wisdom than you realize, even when it feels hidden. If this reflection on the unknown known has touched you, please share your experiences below. Where have you noticed this quiet wisdom in your life? How did it guide you? Your stories help us all feel connected in this shared mystery. And if you enjoyed this gentle journey, please like and subscribe for more calming insights into the mind's subtle wonders. Until next time, may your quiet knowledge bring you peace and understanding. Changing same. Have you ever stopped to wonder how you can feel like the same person you've always been, even though every part of you is constantly changing? It's a strange and quiet mystery we all live with. One moment you wake up and your thoughts are different, your feelings have shifted, maybe even your body feels new. Yet deep inside, there is a steady sense of you, a core that quietly holds it all together. If this idea has ever crossed your mind, or if you feel this steady inside, please share where you are watching from and what this feels like for you. Hearing your experiences helps us all feel connected. And if you find this reflection soothing, please like the video and subscribe for more gentle journeys into the mysteries of the self. Every day you change in small and big ways. Your body is always renewing itself. Skin cells fade and grow. Your hair slowly shifts color. Even your brain rewires as you learn and remember. Your thoughts shift like clouds across the sky. Your feelings rise and fall like waves on the shore. Yet through all these changes, you wake up knowing you are still you. This feeling is a comforting paradox. How can we be both new and the same at once? Think of an old tree standing tall through seasons and years. Each year it grows a new ring beneath its bark. These rings tell the story of every year past, the rain it felt, the storms it survived, the sunlight it soaked in. The tree changes, growing bigger and older, but its roots remain deep and firm in the earth. The roots keep the tree grounded, connected to where it started. You too are like this tree. Your experiences add new rings every day, but your inner self stays rooted, steady, and true. This balance between change and sameness shows up in simple moments we all know. Maybe you look in the mirror and notice how your face has changed since last year. But when you smile, it feels like the same smile you've always had. Or when you meet a friend after a long time apart, they might say you seem different, but inside you both recognize the person you always were. This quiet knowing that some part of you remains even as everything shifts is a gentle comfort in a world that often feels fast and uncertain. In school, you might feel this too. One day, you struggle with a test and feel unsure. The next day, you understand the lesson better and feel more confident. You are growing in knowledge and skills, changing your thoughts and abilities. But your core, your curiosity, your care, your determination remains the same. This steady core helps you keep moving forward even when everything else feels new. The paradox of being both changing and the same also touches our beliefs about life and identity. Sometimes we think of ourselves as fixed, unchanging beings. Other times we feel like we are always growing, always becoming someone new. Both are true. We are a story that continues to unfold, with new chapters written every day, but the book itself is one whole story. This idea invites us to accept ourselves fully, our growth, our struggles, and the parts that never change. This gentle balance is important for mental health too. When life feels overwhelming or confusing, it helps to remember that while your thoughts and feelings might shift like weather, there is a calm, steady self beneath it all. Mindfulness practices encourage you to find that inner calm, the quiet, place that does not change no matter what storms pass. This steady self offers a safe space to rest and heal. Even when we look at technology and artificial intelligence, this paradox has meaning. Machines learn and update constantly, changing their behavior with new data, but they do not have a steady self that remains the same through change. This reminds us how special it is to be human, to grow and evolve, yet hold a core sense of who we are. It is a delicate dance of stability and change that AI cannot fully mimic. So next time you feel different from who you were yesterday, or notice new thoughts and feelings rising inside, remember the tree. Like its strong roots, your core self holds you steady, even as you grow and change every day. This is your quiet strength, your silent story. If this idea of the changing same has touched you, please share your own experiences in the comments below. How do you feel both new and the same? Your stories help build a community of gentle understanding. And if you enjoyed this peaceful reflection, please like the video and subscribe for more calm, thoughtful journeys into the mind and heart. May your roots stay deep and your branches grow wide with every new day. Others within. Have you ever noticed how sometimes when you speak or think, it feels like a part of someone else is right there with you? Maybe it's your parents' advice echoing in your mind, or a friend's laughter quietly rising up when you feel alone. It's a strange and beautiful feeling, like carrying little pieces of others inside you, even when they are far away. If you felt this too, please share where you are watching from and what it feels like for you. It's amazing to realize we all carry these gentle echoes, and sharing helps us feel connected. If this reflection speaks to you, please like the video and subscribe for more calming thoughts about our shared human experience. We might think of ourselves as separate and alone, but inside our minds, the story is different. The people we love, the voices we hear, the lessons we learn, all these things become part of us. They weave into our thoughts and feelings like threads in a colorful tapestry. This is the paradox. We are individuals, yet we carry others with us always. Their influence shapes who we are in quiet and lasting ways. Think about a moment when you remembered something your parents said, maybe a phrase they used often, or a lesson they taught. Suddenly, their words feel alive inside you, guiding your choices. Or when you hear a joke and find yourself laughing the same way your friends do, as if their joy has become part of your own. These simple moments show how deeply connected we are, even in our private minds. This happens because the mind is always blending and folding experiences together. We learn by listening, watching, and feeling alongside others. When you grow up, your ideas about right and wrong, hope and fear, often come from the people around you. Their beliefs quietly live inside you, shaping your own. It's as if they travel with you in your thoughts, giving you wisdom and sometimes even comfort. This idea touches big themes about identity and connection. Who we are is not only what we think or feel alone, it's also a story told through relationships. Our mind becomes a shared space, holding echoes of those who matter most. This gentle sharing helps build compassion and understanding, reminding us that we are never truly isolated. In daily life, this shows up in small ways. Maybe you find yourself using the same words your best friend uses, or making a joke just like your sibling would. When facing hard times, you might hear the voice of a loved one encouraging you silently inside. These moments bring warmth and strength because you carry their presence with you. This quiet carrying of others also links to language and belief. When we speak, our words are shaped by those who taught us language. Their way of seeing the world becomes part of our own. This shared language creates bridges between minds, weaving us together across distance and time. Our beliefs and feelings, too, echo those we have known and loved. From a mental health perspective, Understanding this paradox can be comforting. When feeling lonely or uncertain, it can help to remember that you carry the presence of others inside you. Their voices, their kindness, their laughter, they live quietly within your mind, offering connection even in solitude. This can be a gentle source of peace. Even in technology, this idea matters. Artificial intelligence learns from many human voices and data, blending pieces of many minds into one system. But it does not carry the warmth of personal connection, the subtle presence of love and memory. This reminds us how special human minds are, holding the delicate and unique echoes of others within. So next time you hear a familiar phrase in your own thoughts or feel a laugh rise inside you, remember you are carrying a little part of those you love. These gentle threads connect you to others, weaving a quiet tapestry of shared life and memory. This is a soft and beautiful gift, a reminder that we are never truly alone. If this thought has touched you, please share your own stories in the comments. How do you carry others within you? Your experiences help build a community of gentle understanding and connection. And if you enjoyed this peaceful reflection, please like and subscribe for more calm, thoughtful explorations of the mind's hidden wonders. May the voices you carry inside bring you comfort and joy every day.